Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, May 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 84. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. OTB Wednesday, May 10, 2023. Hope you're having a great day. Who's excited for some NHL hockey, boys? Playoff hockey. My Panthers getting ready to take care of those old Toronto Maple Leafs, eh? Yeah, that's right. Go Panthers. Keith Kachuk. Huh? How about that? Jake, very excited for tonight's game. That's why I've got my Florida Panthers jersey on. Shout out to Bilbo T. Baggins for gifting me this jersey last year. It's a wonderful jersey. I feel like Silent Bob. Feel great. But we do a radio show, so I don't know that I'm going to be completely able to emulate my hero, Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, because, well, I'm going to have to talk.
Yeah, and you would do a deep dive into the Florida Panthers if this audience called for it, but since they don't, that's why you're not going to.
Got to play the hits, you know.
Yeah.
If we had more of a Florida Panther hive here in Baton Rouge, absolutely. Like I said, all day. I could talk about the incredible job by this team, the incredible run they're at, coming back.
Incredible players that are doing it.
Breaking Bruins, down 3-1, winning that series. You got Toronto fans chanting, we want Florida. They're now down 3-0, going to get eliminated tonight. So yes, I could wax poetic about this for ages, but alas, I will not. Because, look, we got LSU baseball to get to here early on. They bounced back in the midweek last night. Jay Johnson, they finally had the post-Auburn press conference yesterday from Jay Johnson, and there's a couple interesting answers that I want to highlight, but one of them in which, I'm always interested to see when you have a championship caliber team and something goes awry, which direction are you going to go as a coach, right? Are you going to kind of go the angry, we got to be better route, or do you kind of take up for the boys? And you'll see what Jay Johnson had to say in probably segment number 2. There's a new Brody Miller banger on The Athletic, Jake, where they did a pretty fascinating study trying to decide, look at who develops talent the best in the country. And, of course, LSU for a while, there was NFL and FLSU. And, the numbers are a bit surprising in some quirky ways that you may not actually expect. So we'll get into that. SEC softball tournament starting here in 3 hours, right when we sign off. The ladies will be signing on to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. We get an hour of flustering, and then hour number 3, maybe some more general college football talk. I mean, you got Urban Meyer out here saying that Texas has the best roster in the country, and there's an interesting story from the old punter, Matt Arezia. So whatever. There's a lot to get to on today's show. And as always, if you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045ESPN is the link to come watch the show, get in the chat, hang out with us, hit the like button, all these sorts of things. Or just listen in your car, right, through radio on the way to work. And then when you get to work, put us on YouTube. Jake, what's up, man? How you feeling today?
Feeling great. It's just like you. I mean, NHL playoff hockey.
It's in the air, dude.
It's in the air. You could cut it with a knife.
Yep, you could. It's so cold.
Yeah. I just don't have a knife, or I would.
Yeah. Taylor, Mario, how are we feeling today? Everybody feeling well? Doing good?
Feeling good, man. Slept good yesterday.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, we're feeling good. I was like, oh, man, it's already Wednesday. Like, I'm excited. Then Mario's sitting over there like, dude, this is the longest week ever. So it's funny how, like, I feel like it's going by quick. He doesn't.
It is kind of dragging, in my opinion.
Mario, ye of little faith.
Well, I think you've looked great, Mario, this entire week. So keep it up. All right, look, let's go ahead and talk about last night on the Diamond real quick. LSU baseball back in action in the box. Beat the Demons. Fork 'em 14-4, 7-inning game.
Take that, Cajun Cannon.
Yeah, eat it, Dad. You bum. Your alma mater got crushed by mine. Thatcher Hurd with the start and the win. Looking good, man. 2 1/3 pitch. Now he gives up the solo shot, but besides that, 5 Ks in those 2 1/3 to 2 walks. Is it 3 or 4 good appearances now?
I think it's 3.
Okay, 3 good ones in a row. We love to see it. And I'm interested to see maybe what his role is going forward, Jake, because certainly I think they feel pretty confident him coming out of the pen. The last couple times they've used him in the SEC has shown that. But I wonder, you start him here. Is there some vision towards maybe trying to sneak him into a Sunday role or a Game 3 role in a regional, something like that, maybe a Game 1 in a regional, something along those lines heading into tournament time?
I don't know. For me, right now, and obviously it can change, but if you can to kind of a situation like you did last Sunday, you just don't give yourself a chance at all. There's no opportunity to go out there and win. So if Thatcher Hurd continues to throw strikes, now he did walk 2. It still looks like it could be a small issue, but Hurd, and look, a guy like Blake Money. Blake Money gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, but he strikes out 2, throws strikes in 3 2/3. Okay, what is Sunday going to look like? Can you count on Hurd, Money, and Guidry? Is that a 3-headed combination that you can kind of count on right now?
You're going to say 3-headed monster, but you
no, combination. It's not a monster right now, but that's okay.
I agree.
Okay,
doesn't need to be.
You need a 3-headed strike thrower.
Yes,
is what you need. So Thatcher still with the 2 walks. Okay,
but those 5 Ks do a lot of heavy lifting and kind of suppressing.
So do you want to start Thatcher Hurd? Do you want to start maybe a Blake Money again, pitching through contact? I realize that they're not going to go out there and strike out 15 guys like Paul Skeens. But, again, they give their team an opportunity and a chance because they compete within the strike zone.
Yeah.
So, and Blake Money was the Friday night guy last year. I realized that after the injury, he hadn't been the same guy. But it looks like he is getting some of that back. Go out there and just let the guys compete because I don't care if you throw 98. If you can't find the strike zone, that does me no good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. It's kind of been the theme of the week, right? Be willing to pitch to contact and let your bats take over the game. Taylor, if you want to get these videos ready to go, we don't need them with sound or anything, but we'll talk about it here in a little bit. There's something happened that hasn't happened in about 4 years in LSU baseball last night. Before that, I almost hate mentioning this, but it maybe bears mentioning Jake. Dylan Cruz last night finds his way on base because, of course, he does. He ends up getting a walk, but he finishes 0 for 2 with that walk, 2 runs scored. I guess you could say maybe that the Cruz slump, and again, I use that very, very loosely. After going 2 of 12 over the weekend, he goes 0 of 2 to last night. The Cruz slump kind of continuing here. His batting average now down to a paltry 457, all the way from 490 or whatever it was. I'm not overly concerned about this, Jake. This feels like some mathematical correction is involved, but I also have full faith in Dylan Cruz that he is, whatever. Something like this is just not going to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a slump to his standard. To Dylan Cruz standards, it can be a slump, and that's okay. Because, he still gets on base multiple times, but for him, you just expect him to go out there against anyone, not just midweek competition, any competition, and go out there and get 3 hits, because that's just what he's really done his entire career. But right now, him even striking out last night, okay, for him that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But you also know he'll find it because plate discipline. He's not chasing really bad pitches. He's just not squaring them up like we've seen him do. So you have some other guys in the lineup though that are kind of picking it up right now. Mm-hmm. So right now, let him work through it. He'll find his way out of it because Tommy White's continuing to stay hot. Hayden Travinsky is staying hot. Kay Beloso is staying hot. So this LSU lineup, it's no longer like Dylan Cruz and everybody else. You have guys picking up the pieces. And, again, Dylan's still getting on base twice a game, which is, a lot of people would take that every single day. But, extended periods of time, this is maybe the first that we've seen, it really feels like in 2 years, but he'll work his way out of it. He's the best player in college baseball.
Yeah, and the guys that you just named, Tommy White, Kay Beloso, Hayden Travinsky, how about this? I think it was the second inning, go back to back to back. In case you missed it, Jake, the ultra rare, I didn't mean Jake, but in case you missed it out there, the ultra rare back-to-back jacks. I always love it because it's like this slow build of incredulity in the announcers' voices. you can't believe that it happened again. Like, sure, Tommy White comes in a solo shot. That's great, whatever. Then Beloso, oh, that's cool. And then Travinski just looking massive once again at the plate. Had not been done since 2019 against Ole Miss. And I think it was like Antoine Duplantis, Josh Smith, and someone else. To give you an idea of how long it's been since something like that was done. So, look, a good night last night. Oh, and Tommy White adds 4 more ribbies to his SEC lead. Some cat from Maryland came out of nowhere, and he's played like 4 more games than White.
Yeah.
But, like, White had the lead on him. He must have had some massive games over the weekend because some cat from Maryland is now over 80. He's the only player in the country over 80.
Over there playing like Ohio State.
I know.
Penn State.
I want to say, even though I think there was an Ole Miss left tackle that just Ole Miss defensive tackle that just transferred to Ohio State because he wanted to continue to play baseball. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of interesting. A pretty good point raising that. Like, can you start at defensive tackle at Ohio State if you're also playing baseball? Seems like a pretty crowded room. I don't know. We'll see. Bad loss for
So, like, Tommy White's been incredible.
Yeah, he's second in the division. He has
advertised.
75 RBIs.
Yeah, he's as locked in as any player in the country right now. I mean, his approach is amazing. The velocity that he swings at, but still controls the bat, still will go the other way, and will have a 2-strike approach. It's just like he's like a unicorn. You just don't see that.
Yeah.
With like his skill set, typically like, okay, it's home run or strikeout. He's like, no, 2 strikes. He does the wide approach, and he'll poke it the other way. He has power to right field like maybe I've never seen. So he continues to be. I mean, we talk about Dylan Cruz being the best hitter in the country. If Dylan Cruz is 1A, Tommy White might be 1B.
Yeah.
With what he's doing right now. But the story for me is like Hayden Travinski, another 3-for-3 game.
It's crazy. Has
another big weekend last weekend. And he's been playing 2 of 3 for the most part, I guess, here behind the dish. But but Milazzo deserves time as well.
Yeah, because he's
been really good with the bat. Like I'll be interested to see how they fit them. But because remember, Milazzo started, I think it was game 2, and then Travinski was a pinch hitter, had a big pinch hit in that game. So like even when he's not playing, they're not afraid to use him as a pinch hitter, even though he's going to be the backup catcher in that situation. But if he keeps hitting like this and Milazzo keeps hitting, like, what can you do? Because Beloso, the DH, although you want to keep him in the DH spot, he has played in the field before as well. So you can get creative if somebody does start to have a little bit of a slump and they need to take a seat.
Well, and that's one thing that I like about this is that I have full trust in Jay Johnson's ability to manipulate the pieces to put guys in positions to succeed, right? And so when you have Milazzo and Travinski, who are different players, right? It's not like they're hitting skill set. And I don't mean different players defensively. Like I know that as well, but I'm talking purely offensively. Their hitting style and what you're asking them to do is so much different that maybe if you want a little extra pop one night or you think Travinski's a better matchup, like it makes more sense to put him in there.
Travinski's batting 400.
No, I know, but Milazzo last time I checked was like 350. And he's been clutch. He came up with a big single last weekend. He turned the lineup over on Friday to get that run in to make it 3-0. Like, he's been walking a lot, and he's excellent defensively, right? Like, we all know he's a defensive gem. So my point is, I guess, they're both playing great. They have very different skill sets, which as a coach is a great place to be because you can kind of just, insert whichever one you think matches the situation at hand.
Yeah, and also like it might actually hurt Travinski that he's so good as a pinch hitter.
Because it's like a secret weapon. Remember?
No, like Milazzo, I don't. This isn't disrespectful. He's never going to be a pinch hitter.
No,
like it's not going to be the role. Even if he's playing good, hitting well, like he is doing. Like Travinski with the power, and he's shown that he can do it before. Like, would you start Milazzo just because you're like, I'd like to have that ace on the bench down there. So if I'm down 2, I got 2 guys on. Like we've seen already this year, I can throw Travinski in there knowing he can lead the yard.
Well, remember when we had Hayden on last week, he gave us the excellent little detail that they literally treated him like a secret weapon where Jay Johnson had him secretly warming up in the dugout where nobody could see him against Ole Miss before bringing him on. So, yeah. Look, I mean, yes. All you're asking for Milazzo is just get on base and turn it over to the top with a runner on and then watch the good things happen. You're asking for a little more from Travinski offensively. So we'll see where they end up going. I like this team to bounce back. How did Jay Johnson feel about this last weekend? I think there's an answer that is pretty interesting coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you.
Pop, pop.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up and down on my last dime. Call in Baton Rouge. I'm what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll recap LSU Northwestern State from the box. Our SEC Spring Recap looking at the champion Bulldogs. And it's a Whiskey Wednesday. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Game day, baby. Panther up. Scratch him. That's what we do down in Florida.
South Florida's got it going on right now between the Heat and the Panthers.
I know. It kind of makes me mad, though, because it's a little bit of a... Well, yeah, I mean, I'm saying 2 8-1 upsets, or was Heat 7-2?
Oh, no, 8-1.
Yeah,
Right.
2 8-1 upsets. Yeah, duh. They got Budenholzer fired. What am I talking about? Right after his... Yeah, whatever. That's
So messed up.
Yeah, I agree. I hate it, though, because kind of like Atlanta fans, I just feel like they're almost like the least... Like, they don't really care that much. Now, credit to them. Like Tyrion Lannister, I think they've kind of wrapped themselves up in it. Like they proudly are not there at the start of Heat games, even at the playoffs. Like they proudly are kind of, above it all. They don't live and die. They don't want you to mistake them for OKC or anything. But I just hate that like they're having all of this success when they just don't care that much. Mary Kay, if Skeens is our best pitcher, why does he only pitch one game of a series? I mean, Mary, that's what I'm saying, dude. Get it together, Jay. Come on, man. Figure it out, dude.
If it was softball, because that motion, you would certainly have a point.
How about this? I don't think this is the Ryan Willis, but let's pretend that it is. Ryan Willis in the chat. T-Bob's white thighs are blinding me. You're welcome.
I hope that is the Ryan Willis, former teammate. Dalmatian, Holy Cross, shout out.
By the way, the Saints are not playing in Germany. Saints are not playing internationally at all.
I saw that first thing I saw this morning when I
Nick told us yesterday, but he was...
Well, I wanted Nick to be wrong.
Yeah, I know, I did too. Although there is something fascinating happening with the Jags. We'll get there later, though. Right now, I want to hear from Jay Johnson. Remember, I love hearing his post-series recaps. We generally don't play him on the show because while I think I gain a lot of insight from him, it's kind of like, after all the wins, it's just, it's not as interesting to me because, again, while there is some valuable insight to be had there, ultimately they win and you don't care what and it happens every weekend. What has not happened to this team every weekend, Jake, is losing. In fact, this is the first time they come out of a weekend been the loser of a series. And so I was wondering, okay, which tact was Jay Johnson going to take, right? Do we end up with the old school kind of, maybe not even old school, just some do, some don't, or kind of depending on the situation. But we end up with like, yeah, we got to get better. That sucked. Or like, hey, we're fine. Screw y'all. We're going to be good. Well, here's what Jay Johnson had to say about kind of how does he feel like his team needs to tighten up? Like, where's he at with his team right now coming out of this road series loss to Auburn?
Again, unless you're living this with them every day, this is something else. This sport, this league, this time right now, and I specifically, I mean, baseball is difficult. Then you're looking at our league is really, really good. I mean, really, really good. That's the 11th place team. That team is in first place or second place in any other league in the country right now. No question about that. So how they've handled the degree of difficulty in that, including winning a game on Friday on the road against that caliber team, high marks. So where do you go? You go with where do we need to improve and be better, and completely leave it at that. And like I said, I will stand up for them as far as their motivation to be the best as much as any team that you possibly could. And so I'm looking forward to them responding with their character this week.
So the reason why I bring that up, Jake, is because, okay, that is clearly a coach that is saying, I have this team's back, right? I trust in their work ethic. I trust in their leadership. At the end of the day, they lost a tough-fought series, but it is what it is. It's baseball. I will always bet on this team. Well, one of the top comments on YouTube underneath the video is from Eric DeLion. He says, it's okay that Jay sees the positive too, but I'd rather skip Burtman in a way that just calls it like it is, calls for accountability, and says we're going to get better. Jay is a little too much of a sunshine pumper to me. Maybe he's different with the team than what he says to the press, but I'll tell you this. I'm starting to zone out of these press conferences because he says the same thing every time. Jake, is Jay Johnson too much of a sunshine pumper with that attitude that he just displayed?
Well, no. I mean, one, we don't know what he's saying behind closed doors. Two, they did just lose their first series back-to-back games for the first time since May. So, no, I mean, I don't think so. I think he's got a team that's one of the best teams in the country. They went on the road and had a wild, kind of weird Sunday game. You had your opportunities on Saturday, and if you give that offense those opportunities again, I would be shocked if you had the same results. So if you went out there and you kicked the ball around and you didn't do a lot of the fundamental things in a couple of those losses, yes. But Sunday was that. But I don't think you're going to have a coach that's just going to bail on his team after the first things happening, and we're in May.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I don't think he's sunshine pumper at all, okay? I think this makes all the sense in the world. And you know what, Jake? It makes all the sense in the world regardless of what he's doing behind closed doors, because everything he's saying is legitimate.
Yeah.
Friday was a great SEC road win in a really tough battle. Went perfect. You know, everywhere from Skeens to Ackenhausen to Thatcher Hurd, Friday could not have been better. Saturday was not a disaster. Certainly there were missed opportunities, but that was just a tough-fought road SEC loss. And then, like you said, Sunday was really bad, but Sunday's basically the exception rather than the rule, and you can trust that this team will normally not have that happen in one way or another. So, like, even if he's not just ragging these guys behind closed door, it's still legitimate what he just said. And as a coach, you got to decide, and coaches handle it differently at different times depending on the context, right? Miles was someone who in football would just obfuscate all answers, so you kind of never knew what he was saying. Ogeron was someone who a lot of times would apply some measure of public pressure if he thought a guy needed it, right? But maybe calling a guy out by name in one way or another.
You know, kind of like we're going to go for it on fourth downs when they couldn't find a kicker.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like yes. So and that's that. None of these are inherently good or bad strategies, right? It's just what does the team need at the time. And Jay Johnson clearly seen this team, Jake, which, like you said, it's been number one all year, been incredible. The first time they slip up, he's kind of saying, okay, it's all good, guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's all good. It's not a big deal. We got the work ethic. We got leadership. Like, we're going to log in. Like, nobody is sweating this. And I think that is the smart play, especially – and the makeup of this team, they're tough enough. They can handle whatever. But, like, I would kind of like hearing my coach keep the faith. Because we have been great all year. We just screwed up, one day.
I mean, if he did try to go the route that you're talking, the only thing that I might want to hear is, hey, in game 3 of these series, we are not giving up on the player that was in that game. That player is going to help us be a part of this team. But we will find a way. We will get creative. We will do things that we weren't planning on doing in game number 3 to start the game, to finish the game, to be the team that we know we can be. Like, that's if you're going to go a route, like, I don't mind that route. You're not calling out your player like, hey, we still love him. He's still going to be a part of this team. Those players are still going to help us win, but we have got to try to change the mojo and do something different.
So, to be fair, if you listen to the entirety of the press conference, he does reference things like that a couple of times. He maybe references personnel change, but basically he just references, and this is where you maybe get a bit of coach speak, but, coach speak a lot of times is legitimate. It's just boring because sometimes simple answers are what actually the situation at hand calls for. But yeah, he says, look, we got to, and we do have to change some things in terms of putting them in better positions to succeed, right? So he does reference some of that later on. Maybe not exactly as specific as we're going to change up Sunday, but that's definitely the potential for that is in the air. Here's a quote that I really love that he kind of ended the press conference with pretty emphatically, where he was asked, is there any panic in this LSU baseball team?
I don't even use that word. I mean, we're a no drama program. That's why we're 37-10 and, top of, the league and college baseball and all those types of things. I don't think that's a deal. There's a difference between having intentionality and urgency in what you're doing and panic. I mean, panic's drama, intensity, and urgency is a plan.
Ooh, how good is that quote? Put it on the shirt. Panic is drama. Intensity, intentionality is a plan. So no, get the hell out of here. If you're one of the people out there freaking out, what about the rest of the staff does that at Polsky. Look, Jay Johnson just flopped it on the table. Okay, we don't use that. Okay, 37-10, top in the country. Get over it.
I wonder, and Jay's talked about it with us.
38-10 now.
Yeah, 38-10 now. He's talked with us about this a bunch of times. Like, he wanted this challenge. He came here to be challenged and to be great and to embrace all the expectations. But I wonder, like, if, Monday morning he's sitting there, like, maybe reading a thing or two, like, really?
I kind of got that feeling a little bit.
Yeah, and he had a lot of success at Arizona, but like if they dropped the series to Arizona State or somebody, maybe a different team, guess it's a rival, but and they still had the same things. I wonder if he's like, oh, okay, this is different.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely, right? Definitely. The spotlight is what it is, and it's even different than it was last year because, again, when you have a team with championship expectations, every single little crack in the armor gets like hyper magnified and overanalyzed. So we'll see. Hey, Mississippi State this weekend. You want to talk about a perfect get right opportunity? It's against the Dogs, who are just really, really struggling right now. So we gonna see. We gonna find out. Buy tickets to the Paul Skeen Show on Friday. Coming up next, got a little LSU football talk. Jake, guess what? Move over, Iowa. There's a new king in the house. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com is the website. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. The dealership is right there off of Airline Highway. They're awesome, man. If you want to start your journey in person, go ahead, head over, talk to the excellent sales staff, see what they got on the show floor, see if they can custom order you. Maybe you want a Toyota certified used vehicle, new vehicle, you want to lease. It's all there for you. You need a rent with cheaper per day rental prices. Get that Sienna. Maybe try some of these cars. It's all there for you. It's all there for you on the website as well. If you kind of want to start your journey, look at the deals. You can even custom order from the website if you're into that sort of thing. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. Wherever you're at, they meet you there. They get you what you need.
Yeah, they do. And that's buying new. That is leasing. That is renting. Everything is available in all of those processes. Like you expect it when you're buying a new vehicle, certainly, but not in leasing and renting. That's just not going to be the case everywhere. The rental department, we tell you about all the time. We've taken full advantage of it on some of our trips. You should as well. Check out those per day prices. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like it's Wall Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got
Join me, Jimmy Ott, and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday evening edition of Game Time. We're at Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee, just off of Nicholson. Tuesday edition of Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Anthony works in the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. Mama Leone left a note on the door. She said, "Sonny, move out to the country. Ah, but working too hard can give you a heart attack. You wanna know by now? Who needs a house out in Hackensack? Is that all you get for your money?"
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Survive 6 News' bro. I was watching yesterday's show. Must have clicked off and back on another video by accident. Well, welcome back to the present. How's time travel? Right now, I want to talk a little bit about LSU football as ring the bell, Brody. Another Brody Miller certified banger on theathletic.com right now. You should. I cannot recommend The Athletic enough. Like, especially if you're a college football fan. There's not a better team of college football writers than who The Athletic employs. But Brody's one of the chief among them. In fact, that's why he's on the that podcast they do. STC and Grits. Why am I blanking right now? It doesn't matter. We'll get football and Grits. We'll get you the name of it. The point is, though, Brody's awesome. Okay, and right now, Jake, The Athletic did a 10-year study looking at, which teams were best in the country at developing talent, right? So taking guys, 4, 3, 5 stars. What rate were you putting these guys in the NFL? And the findings in terms of LSU are, I would say, a bit unexpected. Now, once you hear them, you'll probably be like, okay, yeah, that actually matches my experience, but it's maybe not what you think of when you think of LSU. Basically, almost no one is worse at turning 5 stars into NFL players, but no one is better at finding hidden gems. That's why I yelled move over Iowa, because we always talk about Kirk Ferentz and I don't know, like Wisconsin, all these other schools that turn 3-star guys in the NFL. But actually, Jake, it's here. It's LSU that's doing that. Check this out. From 2009 to 2019, so we're talking Miles era into Ogeron era, and then cutting off at the national championship team. From 2009 to 2019, LSU signed 21 5-star recruits. Only 10 of those 5 stars got drafted. In fact, they were the only school that signed over 25 stars that had less than 50% go to the NFL. So, as you see, like one of the worst in the country at taking advantage of these elite high school recruits you get. On the other hand, they were third best in the country, sending 34% of their 4 stars to the draft. They were second best, sending 20% of their 3 stars, 1 in 5 3 stars. That's insane. And in fact, Jake, if you combine 3 and 4 stars, there was no better school in the entire country at sending these guys to the league. So it's a bit interesting in that if LSU can seemingly keep that going, right? Keep that lower development part going while now taking advantage of your 5 stars. Well, then you have a school that could become really dangerous and really powerful.
That's not surprising to me, though, honestly. When I think of LSU, I think of Justin Jefferson, right? I think of Foster Moreau and Lloyd Cushenberry and Duke Riley and Deion Jones and all these guys, Russell Gage, that were the last guy in their signing class, not only getting drafted but thriving in the NFL. LSU's done a really nice job of finding diamonds in the rough. And the last guy in their recruiting class, I was the last guy in my recruiting class, so I understand that feeling. But they've done a really nice job in developing those players to become. Now, I think they were, under recruited. I think everybody that we're talking about was under recruited, but they still had an opportunity to play at a place like LSU. So that doesn't really surprise me. But when you take a look at here's the top 15 signees since this has become a thing, right? Like, so.
What it was since what? What do you mean since when?
Since like they've started really giving out 4 stars, 5 stars. Like you could go back to the early 2000s, but the process was still kind of working itself out. All right, the number 1, Leonard Fournette.
Yeah,
that worked out. Russell Shepard is number 2 on this list as far as highest rated recruits for LSU. Now his career was very interesting because he was underutilized at LSU and then went and played a long time in the NFL.
Yeah. So I think a couple. Well, keep going through the list. And then
Derek Stingley is number 3.
Yep.
Early Doucette is number 4. Lyle Collins is number 5. Remember, while he didn't get drafted, he would be added to this number.
To that number.
Pat Pete is number 6. Anthony Johnson is number 7. Eric Gilbert is number 8.
Yep.
Ryan Perilou is number 9. Ruben Randall, number 10. Let's go to the top 15 here. Terrence Tolliver, number 11. Marcus Spears, number 12. Marquise Hill, number 13. Craig Lawston, number 14, and Kevin Tolliver, number 15.
So in there, and Tolliver, another one who left early, didn't
Perkins
get drafted.
just missed out. Harold Perkins, number 16.
But Tolliver, another one who didn't get drafted, but is still in the NFL and has had a very good career. I think, Jake, one thing that can't be ignored there from what you just read off is that partially this is because Les Miles was really awful at taking advantage of offensive talent, right? He could land this elite offensive talent, but like whether it's Russell Shepard, I mean, Ruben Randall did well, certainly.
Yeah.
Right. He ended up doing pretty
Played
well.
a long time.
Terrence, so yeah, no. I mean, I'm not even talking about their NFL careers. I'm talking just in college, right? Like Russell became a special teams captain in the NFL. Like Russell had a great NFL career, way better than he did in college, right? So I think that's partially that explains maybe these 5 stars not developing in this era. And again, post Les Miles, because he makes up kind of the majority of this decade. I wonder when we do this again in a few years, like will LSU have righted the ship in terms of the top talent? I think one thing that Brody points out in the article into, okay, how is LSU finding all these hidden gems? It goes back to what is, we know, the school's greatest strength, which is the power in the soil, right? The geographical advantages. You live in a state that produces the second most NFL players per capita to the state of Georgia. And, well, I would say kind of like Georgia. You are the only flagship in the entire state, right? So, like, nobody else is going to go anywhere else. And if you're Georgia, don't tell me Georgia Tech. Get the hell out of here. Like, they're in the same situation that LSU is. Like, everybody that grows up there, you have an immediate kind of inroad to that person that other states may not have simply by design. So,
I mean, Georgia Tech at least won a national championship. I mean, seriously, though, in 1990.
But when's the last time Georgia lost a recruit to Georgia
No,
Tech?
but my whole point is, well, I mean, not that long ago, Georgia Tech was actually beating them every year. But, like, to your point, though, LSU doesn't even have that. Like, LSU doesn't even have, like, a Georgia Tech.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so, like, the point is that, once again, we see just the kind of power of Louisiana and how talent-rich the state is. Coming to bear in it being probably the main driving force behind how you have so many kind of undervalued NFL players that are hiding or that develop at LSU.
Yeah, and you keep going down this list. I mean, you know, Ben Wilkerson, like he had an injury his senior year, so that changed his NFL career. By the way, still doing a hell of a job coaching in the NFL. Terrace Marshall is in the NFL. How about Al Woods, number 18 on this list? And Al signed another contract.
Yeah, who did you say, Seattle again?
I think he went to
let me look it up.
No, it wasn't Seattle again. It was like the Jets, I think. Jets or Jacksonville or a J team, I think. Okay.
Let's see.
I know he signed another 1-year deal. Shout out to Big Al Woods.
Yeah, former Seahawks Al Woods signed with Jets.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man.
Class of 2006.
Shoot, I bought Al Woods Jets jersey.
He got here before T-Bob did.
Yeah.
And he's still playing in the NFL. Shout out Big Al Woods, one of the largest humans I've ever seen in my life.
Was voted by his teammates a defensive co-captain last year for the Seattle Seahawks.
You like the Andrew Whitworth, the D lineman?
Holding it down, dude.
But like Witt started to get recognition later in his career. It didn't start at the beginning, which I didn't understand. It's kind of like Kyle Williams, but not maybe to that extent. Like, people didn't realize, like, oh, Kyle's, like, really, really good. And, oh, man, Kyle's dominating the league. Now, Al hadn't had that type of a career. But if you have played as long as he has at that position, you were doing the nitty-gritty. You were doing the dirty work. You were getting it done in the trenches that maybe doesn't show up on the stat line. I mean, I played 2 years with Al Woods at LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy
awesome.
has been in the league forever. And I think this show, I don't know about other shows, we'll celebrate the hell out of Al Woods still being in the league.
I agree. Okay, I know we're going long here, but I want to wrap up with a couple thoughts. First off, if you're looking at a couple of things, one area in which LSU has continued to struggle, they've had just 5 offensive and defensive linemen drafted in the first 2 rounds in those 11 drafts that we talked about. And that may feel a bit weird throwing D-line in there as well, because you had that Nick Saban golden era where it was just like you were pumping, not just good guys, but great guys out constantly. That's taken maybe a bit of a step back, but offensive line more than D-line, whatever.
Yeah, offensive line for sure.
Yes, and certainly you would think that Brian Kelly would be well positioned to fixing that. But I want to read how Brody closes the article, because his final thought section, it's a great look at maybe the potential of what Brian Kelly could actually build here at LSU. He says, quote, "The theme of the past 20 years of LSU football has been that it's a roller coaster, a somewhat singular program in the college football landscape, and how it can win titles with 3 different coaches while also being capable of 6-6 seasons. There's no program that can similarly be the best in the country when things go right, and one of the biggest messes when the wrong person is at the wheel. That theme shows itself in these findings. LSU has not been reliable in getting the most out of its special players, and has not been the most thorough in vetting, but it's also a program full of talent that develops steady stars even when the top players miss. So a program that went 15-0 in 2019 with several less recruited names can then go 5-5 in 2020 with a team stacked with big recruits. The key for the Brian Kelly era will be in the steadying of that line. Can he raise the hit level for top players? Can he reduce the amount of variance with access to more talent? We will find out, because if he steadies that line, the potential is maybe beyond any other school.
Look, there's a lot of studies that we can get into. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. The Seahawks, if you were a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, that is a negative check against you, because in their mind, you've been pampered, you've been entitled, even if that's not right. That's how they view 5 stars coming out of high school. So there's something to that. You have to, find a way to make a 3-star and a 4-star and a 5-star be on a punt team together and all feel like they're doing the same job. Like, that's part of developing players as well. Yep. The great ones, they certainly can do it. And I tell the story all the time. On punt team, it was me, Stelz, and Early. 2-star, 4-star, 5-star. And we didn't know any difference. We were teammates, and we all had the same goal. Like, you have to be able to get that out of your team.
True. I agree. And we'll see if BK can do it. All right, coming up next, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 9258552. CentralPlumbing.org, keeping a steady stream of plumbing success, right? As we call about consistency, right? There's no one more consistent than Central Plumbing. Now, if you're having a problem with your consistency of your stool, you should check a doctor. But if it plugs up your toilet, you should call Central Plumbing, right? For your body, go to the doctor, but for the toilet, go to Central Plumbing, the toilet doctors, if you will. CentralPlumbing.org, 9258552, flat rate pricing, licensed, bond insured, weekend emergency 24/7 service. They're the best. CentralPlumbing.org.
The Plumbing Doctors.
Yes, the Plumbing Doctors.
New tagline there for Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org, 225-925-8552. Certainly what T-Bob's talking about. You don't want to have that emergency on your hands. You don't want to try to be fixing any plumbing issues. That's just not what we're built like, but they are. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
The best.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
A couple minutes here. Sorry, I really wanted to do that. I was so impressed with Brody's article. I really wanted to go in depth there, so we went a little long. It's on me. Got flestering coming up next. Log it back in. One thing that I didn't get to, Jake, two things from the article that I think are worth noting. First off, he talked to Shea Dixon, our other boy. And Shea basically told him, look, the information we have now in the more recent era, like these past 5 years compared to like 2009, that era we're talking about, the information you have on recruits coming out of high school is night and day. Like it's not even close how much more data you have that's verified and real. And so I guess the point of it is that you're going to see another shift too in that evaluating all-stars or who the best players are should become more accurate to the point where 80% of this most recent class is 5 stars, right? So the guys that would have been 5 stars however many years ago before this NFL draft, 80% of them got drafted, which is pretty damn impressive.
It's impressive, but also, like, when you look at the first round of the NFL draft, I'll go back and I'll chart it throughout the show. The 3 stars in the first round is incredible. Like, the amount of 3-star guys that get selected in the first round. So there's a lot of science into it. Obviously, 5 stars, and you have this ultra talented guy, and it has gotten so much better than when you and I were coming out of school. But also, like, LSU's best teams, like I've charted 07, y'all's team in 11, 2019 team, 03 team, even 19. Like, so the data that we have, a bulk of the stars of that team were low-rated recruits coming out of high school. So you can still do it that way. You can win championships with it. It's about developing those players as well. The best teams at developing, I think, are going to win the championships as well.
I don't think anyone's saying that this is like 5 stars above anything. I think it's saying more that, again, the potential of LSU is astronomical if you do figure out the 5-star portion, and that again, like in terms of being drafted, I'm not saying the 5 stars are better than all the 3 stars in the first round. I'm just saying that I think that is a credit to these recruiting services if 80% of your guys are going to making the league. Like trying to project from high school to the NFL is very tough. And if 80% making it, I don't know. I think that's pretty good. More OTB. Flustery coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Ochsner Health. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, May 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 84. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio for a full hour of flestering coming up next. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
I thought you meant like 104 fave, like Big Fave. We're going to get Big Fave back on Fridays during football season. Hello, somebody. Hello, Matt Flynn. That felt sarcastic.
Really good.
It felt very sarcastic, Matt. You wanted to defend yourself talking about your former teammate like that? And our guy, Big Fave.
I love Big Fave.
Big Fave loves Big Fave.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, who doesn't love Big Fave?
Yeah, no, I do. I love Big Fave as well.
These guys.
You talk about
we came in together.
You talk about a good
together.
teammate.
We developed together. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about a good teammate. It's the guy you want.
Oh my God, Matt looks so out of place in this picture that you just sent, Jake.
Yeah, Taylor, can you get that ready to go, please?
Yeah, we're gonna definitely need this ready to go. Matt, how? I mean, we'll break it down when we get the actual picture. This had to be like many years. You look so much older than you look now.
No, that's like days ago.
Okay. Oh, so that's from days ago. Okay. Wow. What?
Hey, thanks.
That
was like
I don't know what
that was like. You look great now, but you look old in this picture. That was days ago.
Actually, now, yeah, I kind of stumbled into an insult there. That's for going after Big Fave, dude. Okay. You know,
I didn't. Did I go after?
I don't.
Yeah, you said the segment was bad. You said the segment was bad.
No, you did.
Yeah, you did.
No,
well, you technically said it was good, but it didn't feel sincere at all. It without a doubt lacks sincerity.
Well, I think every segment y'all have that doesn't have me on it is terrible.
Okay, that's very.
I listen to the show all the time, just like, wow, that's just awful.
Yeah, unless you're on.
I'm just kidding. It's
look at it, our guy.
So this is at the Kentucky Derby here. This is from Saturday. This is from this year.
That was Saturday. Yeah,
like
4 days
ago. Look at Bakhtiari's shorts. You big.
I know.
Dummy.
What a crew.
That is a crew.
So is Aaron Rodgers I'm guessing the kind of architect of all this crew?
Yeah,
it looks like he has the connective tissue to everyone here.
Yeah, this is his trip. Yeah, for sure. He's been doing it a long time. I've been on a couple of them for sure.
What determines if you get on the invite list or not?
I believe I don't know if he just wants you to go, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. I mean, look, it's cool, man.
It's like someone inviting you to their birthday party. If they like you, I guess you get invited.
Yeah, or you keep asking people to go to their birthday
but I'm saying
dinner.
Some
and
years
like, hey, I got something.
I
got to do tonight. We'll get there later. AJ's not happy with the guy in the hat in front of him, though.
Yeah, no, that's Jimmy.
Okay, well, Jimmy's blocking AJ.
That's Jimmy Graham.
I mean, is AJ?
God, he's so tall.
Wait.
Really tall.
Wait.
What?
That's Jimmy Graham?
Yeah.
That is Jimmy Graham. Would anybody
didn't lie.
I would not have, because he's got the hat and the glasses.
I would have. Does he look a little skinnier or something too? I would have never recognized him.
Jimmy's cycling right now.
Okay, there you go, dude.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Mario, would you have known that's Jimmy Graham?
No, not at all.
I'm shocked.
He's not skinny, dude. The guy's a horse, man.
I think it's just the angle of the picture, maybe.
Well, I mean, look, he's got a bunch of thick boys around him too.
And the hat.
So we got Alan Lazard all the way on the left. We got Brian Bulaga, David Bakhtiari, Devontae Adams, Aaron, me, AJ, Jimmy Graham, Randall Cobb, Eric Bakhtiari, Andrew Bakhtiari, and Edward Berry.
Oh, I mean the box. I'll get
box.
So I play funny. So I play with Eric in San Diego. The dummy with the shorts there. Great guy. I'm just kidding. Love you, Eric.
He looks great.
He was like an edge rusher. I think he went to the University of San Diego, if I'm not mistaken.
It'd be a compliment if you called him a dummy. He'd like it.
Yeah, he probably would.
Also, notice this in Eric Shorts, no cell phone outline if you take your eyes to the back in Matt's white pants.
Well,
only
look at
one
Eric
person
Shorts,
with a cell phone outline in
here.
here.
You do see a can of dip outline in his.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But, I mean, you're at the horse track, dude. You're at the horse track.
It's probably his phone that was getting the picture taken.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. That feels right.
Aaron was sold in some cup of something in front of me. I don't know.
You know what's crazy?
I wasn't ready for the picture.
Because A.J. Hawk's a very, very successful NFL player, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, right?
Yep.
Did he win national championship in college, too?
Yes. Because Bobby won one in the same year.
Okay.
I guess the reason why I'm bringing all this up is he actually more famous now than he's ever been because of the Pat McAfee show. That show
He
was
might
massive.
be. I think. I think you might be right.
Like, it's so crazy that he
More
could have
people-
all this NFL success.
Yeah.
He was the man, and yet he's more famous now than ever before because of his YouTube show.
Well, it's crazy because he was always famous for something he did like once a week with a helmet on. Now people are consuming his face every single day when they scroll through their feed. So
And
he's just
got
more
a
recognizable.
very recognizable face. That
Big
jawline.
Big nose. You don't think he has a big nose?
I mean, I can't get past the jaw.
Really? I always look at the nose first.
Right.
I feel like I look at your jaw. I feel like I look at A.J. Hawk's nose.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like an aquiline, kind of Roman giant nose. There.
Sure.
Giant schnoz.
Some people don't look
Aqualung?
cool smoking a
Isn't
cigar, but AJ Hawk is not one of those people. He looks really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And he does that a lot in the
Good
show.
group.
Oh yeah, so AJ when we go to the Derby, he brings like I want to say probably 300 cigars.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know how he does. 'Cause, like I can if I smoke a cigar, like one cigar, like I feel the tobacco. Like,
Yeah.
He rips them all day. Oh.
Are you inhaling?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. I just don't do it very often.
Teach him your ways.
What?
Done once.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like to inhale every now and then just to get a little burn in there.
Why not?
But
Sure.
but no, you don't want to inhale the whole thing, obviously.
Lungs.
I mean, look, dude, you're only going to get that buzz if you really soak those capillaries in your lungs in that smoke.
I don't know. I kind of get it, but not.
Okay,
I don't
fair.
know.
You know, to each their own.
But maybe it's because I do it once a year.
Yeah, no, also, but no,
I do it no
you
times
do
a year.
raise a good point in that nothing stays on the palate like a cigar. Like if you're not used to smoking cigars constantly, you're talking 3 days and that taste is still not coming out of your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
So you might as well live in it and just keep them rolling while you're doing it. And
Look,
then
I
do
do-
what
it's
I
like
do and
I
complain
have to
about your
go
voice.
for every one cigar. It's like 3 bottles of water I have to drink.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Superset.
A superset, dude.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's just good hydration.
That's right.
I mean,
he doesn't drink bottles of water. He drinks bottles of My High.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let me
gotta
help
stay
him with
hydrated.
his marketing.
Oh
here.
yeah, well AJ brings 300 cigars. I bring 300 My Highs.
Yep.
Do you really? Probably
yeah.
do.
You
yeah,
have to,
for sure.
right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
for
for
sure.
dude. That's like if
We
it's,
were crushing them.
it's a critical piece of the trip. As we get
I
older,
just got some new Zero at Rouse's yesterday,
No
actually.
big deal.
as we get older, right? Who among us is still like, water? What's that? No, dude, just mix in waters with your drinks. If you go drink for drink water, you're gonna feel great the next day, and you still
Yeah.
get drunk.
That's a lot of,
You may have to
that's
pee a little
I was about
more.
to say, that's a lot of restroom.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I look at that like the same way I look at people with like sunscreen and stuff. Like the technology's there. Like put the sunscreen on. People think they're tougher than the sun when they go outside.
I mean,
right?
wait, is this on purpose, or are you doing it because
No, is he?
Jake is a sunscreen denier?
I'm not anti-sunscreen. My question is,
Do you think you're tougher than the sun? Is that what you think?
I mean, I'm tougher than a 2-hour steak. What do you mean? My question is, okay, what is in this to make
Sure.
it block one of the most powerful things that's out there, the sun?
Wait, Matt.
That's my question.
I'm shocked that you don't agree with this logic. This is the exact same logic that y'all constantly employ against me.
I'm not even fighting saying I'm like anti. I get what it does. I'm just asking the question, what it's putting on your skin to block, again,
I don't
something
know.
as powerful
I
as the
haven't
sun.
researched it. Maybe I should. Like, I love the comment that you just made, but I don't know. Maybe you just rubbing like plastic on you. I have no idea. No clue.
And look, I mean, your mind's trying to think about it right now.
All I know is I don't like my skin to be burnt.
Oh man.
Anyway,
I don't burn.
You just don't burn?
Not really.
Like if we just put you out in the sun?
You wear your hoodie and joggers to the beach and
Yeah.
stuff.
Probably.
I've entered the phase in my life where I'm a long sleeve boy. If I'm gonna be outside, even if it's hot, I just go long sleeves. So I don't gotta worry about my skin.
Well, dude, a nice, cool like long sleeve swim shirt. It's actually pretty cool.
Like you don't get in the water with your shirt.
No.
Okay.
I'm swimming. I'm not a shirt swimmer.
What are you, a chubby kid?
I'm not an open mouth
But
breather. What are you
to
talking
Matt's
about?
point, when you get out of the pool
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
throw it on
I
wet,
just
it feels great.
misunderstood. We'll have a
Now, if I
sunscreen
am
discussion.
If I am burned, I'll go with a shirt out there sometimes.
Yeah, why not?
Like, because they have those.
Well, I mean, did you do it growing up, T-Bob?
Yes, I was
feel
a
like
big
you did,
shirt
okay.
swimmer.
I guess
growing
they
up,
call
of
them
course.
those, and I only learned this recently when I was at the beach. Like, I guess they call them a swim shirt. It's like the really cool, like long sleeve stuff.
Yeah, they make them for like those have some
like
protection
surfers
as
and
well.
stuff.
T-Bob,
What?
those shirts.
Some SPFs.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So what are you putting on? What's in those shirts?
I'm asking the question. Nobody's giving me an
What's
answer.
in those shirts? Dude?
Nobody knows.
I mean, literally, nobody's giving me an answer.
Let's look it up. Look up the ingredients.
So I will
What
say
makes
this:
sunscreen?
for the spring game, I was doing the sideline and I was walking back and forth and talking a lot and didn't really have time to get water. I just went and grabbed a handful of My Highs and I was just taking them straight to the dome.
Wait, what?
No water.
Just straight
No
flavoring?
water.
Baby, straight to the dome.
It did the
What
job.
did that taste like?
It was really good.
Is it like a melted, like one of those melted freezy pops when you get to the end
like,
and it's
probably
so
like
tasty?
Times 10.
Times 10, yeah. It'll hit you.
Because, I mean, I have this giant water cup that I use, and I drop one My High in there. So that's a lot of concentration to take to the dome.
Well, see.
Oh, great, though.
It kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. Like, the point is to drink My High and get, like, the water in as well. But sometimes a lot of people don't have access to it. Like, marathon runners and stuff, they only have access to it, like, at, like, the feeding stations or, like, where they get water. So they do. They take it to the dome.
Jake's what is Jake actually, just like salt and electrolytes? Like, what is Jake actually drinking at that point?
Well, I mean, if he's drinking just like water after that.
No, he's not drinking water after that, though. He's just drinking cups of My High. At this point, I want you
there's
to
no reason
me,
to get in the science. Just drink it.
Fill me a Powerade bottle with just My High.
Hey, dude, this is, I mean, okay, maybe it didn't have the benefits that it's supposed to. This is a lot like Space Jam, all right? They had the secret sauce. The My High to the dome was my secret sauce on spring game.
Look, you're not alone. I think a lot of the football players on the team, they do that too.
Yeah, thank you.
It's funny that we're having this sunscreen conversation because Daniel Basham's telling me to show the picture of what it looks like with sunscreen on a face. Did y'all see this? How about this? Dude, you cannot search anything on Twitter without immediately getting to porn.
Not a thing.
I literally typed sunscreen, and it was 3 posts down. There's a naked person on my screen. Like, what?
I just looked over.
And the horny is going on,
expecting what he just had on there.
It tracks your search history. Gives you what you want.
No, okay. Yes, look, I am not defending my algorithm. It is a degenerate algorithm. But this is not that. A Twitter search is simply a keyword search. This is and then obviously which ones people are like engaging with. Okay, this is all crazy. I'm out. We'll find it. We'll get back. More flustering coming up next. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Check it out. I'm here in the studio with a couple of Little League coaches, right? A couple of over-competitive dads want to put their kids in the best position to succeed. Well, that's where the advanced...
unicorns hadn't done what they're supposed to do.
Shut up! We suck. We're so bad. I'm going to bring my kids to the Advanced Eye Center Sports Vision Training Camp coming up in July. Limited availability. Hey, for the month of May, you find Advanced Eye Center on Facebook. You sign up there. You get $50 off. Guys, remember, playing sports, 90% vision related. No one has the accreditation that Advanced Eye Center does in the entire state in terms of sports vision therapy, how to improve your vision. Dr. Zhang's been at this for 40 years, y'all. Go sign up today. Find him on Facebook at Advanced Eye Center.
Improvement is the key there. We've been telling you, like you take hitting lessons, you go out there, you catch passes, you hit golf balls, you do all of these things to improve your eyes and your eye training. AdvancedEyeCenter.com to find more information.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clash and chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it
Sandegrove, join us for the Wednesday edition of Handy Time. Take a look back at LSU and Northwestern State. Scott Rabelais from The Advocate is with us, and we do first class, second class, no class. Handy Time, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as fat as you imagine.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead. Sometimes you're behind. The race is long.
Did he mention the sunscreen thing yet?
I mean, God.
I missed
At the very beginning, yes. He said, wear sunscreen.
Yeah, wear sunscreen, yeah.
That was the basis of this whole...
Yeah, it's a great song, actually. It's actually a great song. Incredible speech. Class of 99. Wear sunscreen.
Keep your old love letter.
I mean, tell me that's not true, though. Tell me it's... I mean, this is the ultimate theme of this, is youth is wasted on the young in a lot of ways. Tell me that at the time... You look back on pictures, you had insecurities at the time, then now you get older and you're like, you know what? I looked way better than I thought I did, or this was way better than I thought it was. Like, you always look back and think those things.
Yeah, like a picture from 4 days ago.
Hey, I said you look great today, though.
He said you look so old. It was 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I think you started like...
No. I said, how do you look older here than you do now? Which still does beg the question.
Well, look,
that was 4
because
days
it's the
ago,
hat. The hat makes me that is
look
true. More youthful.
Yeah, there you go.
And I just shaved my
is the
face
hat.
this morning with the number 1. Usually I go with the number 2.
See, okay, there you go.
I went with
number 1.
I went with the 2. I think I need to go with a 3.
You think so?
Yeah.
My standard walk around's a 2 on the face.
Yeah.
But I think summer.
Yeah. But I don't do the whole. Let me see. Yeah. Do you like line it up?
Yeah, I like my
Okay,
neck.
yeah.
Just down
He's
here,
a big liner upper.
because I get like stragglies down here.
Nah.
I get stragglies.
I'm letting it fly.
And then sometimes, like when I'm in real beard mood and I grow it out, I'll go like a 2, 3. I'll like fade it.
Ooh.
Then I'll go to like the chin, like a 5.
Man, that feels like that's
Then I feel like Leonidas or something.
Yeah. That's a buy-in. Like you don't just like walk up to the sink and do that. Like you got to carve out 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I find if you're gonna go with the guard on the face, it takes a while anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's very fair. T, when you line yours up, do you have like a little system?
No.
Like, do you have like something like you put tape on, like painter's tape?
No, I just eye everything out. And I take clippers and just, and then recently I just bought, I've never done this before, right? I always use like little crappy like electric like trimmers and stuff to do my cheeks and kind of make my neck want to clean it up. But recently I got a nice old school like
straight razor,
stainless steel like straight
I do
razor,
too.
and it's just infinitely better, dude. My cheeks, I just shaved my cheeks again this morning. Then every few days I'll do my neck, but my cheeks feel baby smooth. It's the only way my daughters will kiss me. Otherwise they say I'm too pokey and they won't give me kisses on the cheek. So, but I mean, I'll be damned if it doesn't. It feels
man. That's,
so.
your
it feels
beard,
so
like
smooth,
just
though.
like there's not a lot of space between the beard and eyes. So
you got the same
kiss.
like a Mach 5 or something.
No. It's
he's
like
got like a Sweeney Todd.
It looks not like a full like Sweeney Todd like like butterfly knife looking straight razor, but I think it's called like a safety razor. You'd recognize if you saw. It's like it just looks like it belongs in like a 50s shaving kit.
Okay.
I guess you could say, but it just and you replace the razor blades pretty.
You do it on the neck too.
Yes.
No, like razor burn.
No, you got to be hyper cognizant of direction of the grain for sure. And then I generally do cut my neck a couple times. And then you have to a lot of you got aftershave, or I love Aquaphor. I'll just take Aquaphor and just slather my neck in it. Just grease it up, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't actually mind just getting if I was rich enough, I would get somebody every night to cover my entire body in Aquaphor.
Why?
And let it dry. My skin would be so moisturized. It'd be incredible.
No, why do you? Because Aquaphor is expensive. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not expensive at all. No,
just the hiring process, maybe.
Like, why are you hiring someone to do it?
That's a lot of Aquaphor. You could reuse it.
Why? Because like, I don't have time for all that. What you think? I'm going to sit there and just Aquaphor myself?
Look, that's very fair. By the time you filled your hands with Aquaphor, it would take a very long time
it's just
for you
like,
to.
It's a lot of commitment.
I mean,
what I'm saying
that's
is
dime sized.
That is
trying to go across your whole body.
In this
I get it.
fantasy, I'm rich enough where I don't have to work really. I just do what I want, and so I'm having to fill my time with things. And so one portion of my day is going to be sitting there and watching a YouTube video or something that I enjoy while my assistant lathers me up in Aquaphor. And that's how I'm going to achieve self-actualization and become my best self. Is with incredible. Like, imagine these thighs, which I'm already putting on display, but imagine if they got Aquaphor every day. Wouldn't be a scar on me. I'd look like a baby, but 280 pounds.
Yeah, I don't.
Big 280 pound sexy baby.
Do you ever look at somebody's thighs and be like, those are moisturized?
All the time.
I don't know what that looks like. What does that mean?
All the time? What? No,
you ever
did?
had any ashy teammates? You couldn't tell who was well moisturized? Absolutely.
I mean,
you can see if somebody moisturizes their thighs.
We used to call Coach Porter Ashy Larry. Keelan did. Like, that was his nickname for him. Called him Ashy Larry.
Oh, man. Shout out Coach Porter. I haven't thought about Larry in a while, man. Would you rather get a shave from Mario or Sweeney Todd?
Sweeney Todd.
I probably should shave myself.
Either way, you're ending up in a meat pie that Mario is going to eat later.
Mince meat pie.
So it doesn't.
There's
it doesn't
no
matter
question about that. Like, that's a lot of trust, by the way. Like, old school shave. It's a lot of trust.
Have y'all ever gone to the barber and done like, there it is? Like, I don't know this guy.
I know. He's got a
He
blade on my neck.
What if you know your guy very well, though? Like, I love my guy. And Troy Mercer, I love him. He's awesome. And I trust him fully with a razor blade.
Now,
yeah.
The first time, it's like, Troy.
I will say this.
And you got to make eye contact. You got to figure it out.
If I was in organized crime, no chance of me getting shaves at the barber. Like, a lot of people made that mistake.
Yeah. How is Joe Pesci not died in a mob movie by getting shaved?
But it's kind of
he always. I just kind of assumed that he has.
I mean, he always at the end.
But as a mob boss, it's kind of a power move to do it because you don't think anyone's got the cojones.
Yeah, but the first
Yeah.
one that does, you don't really live to find out.
But you're taking a double risk because it's not the barber that's at your throat. It's somebody you're in such a vulnerable position that it's somebody just rolling up in there and shooting you up with a Tommy gun.
Yeah. But I think like when it comes to the mob though, like you have real power. You have to put yourself out there. You can't just be held up.
I don't
You can't
know.
hold up in a
American
house,
Gangster,
right?
isn't that what got him into trouble? Like Denzel was straight until he wore that fancy coat.
He wasn't good enough.
What are you talking about? He was way
I
better
don't
while
know.
he was in the shadows. The ultimate crime lords are the ones that we don't know about, right? Because they literally never get caught, so we don't know who they are. So I think I disagree with your.
I think when I think of mob movies, they hide in plain sight. They're out there.
Yeah,
they're out there.
In what?
In like the classic mob movies that I think of.
Yes,
the bosses are out there.
Good for
They're
them.
putting themselves out
but
there,
in those
and no
movies,
one's
the
messing
people generally get like in trouble or like arrested at one point.
Well, eventually,
or another. Now, jail for them seems pretty sweet. I do love in Goodfellas, and they're just like cooking up a storm, living the high life. Got lobster and stuff in there. That'd be great. Making pasta. But I mean, actually, in all honesty, if you were in prison for a long time, there would almost be nothing better than having great ingredients to cook with. Like you want to talk about like filling your time with that. I don't know. I would find that to be deeply satisfying. Kind of working on that craft.
Nearly.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to pass the time. And
Sounds
you can
fun.
you can be present, you can be into it, like reading books and cooking.
Be present.
If I go into
Yep,
prison,
you are.
Very
present.
If I go into prison, I'm gonna try to get on the cafeteria line ASAP. Where would you want to go?
Mashed potato flakes. We did those in college.
The what?
The mashed potato flakes. Making mashed potatoes.
You did those in college. The only thing that I remember in college is my man Luke Sanders, George Foreman grill, and baked chicken. Every single day. And Stelzy, he was a part of that as well. I'd walk in, smell baked chicken.
Sounds very.
Whatever they paid for that George Foreman grill, literally whatever they paid for it, they got their money 10 times over.
I mean, if that's not a stereotypical overachieving white guy diet, I don't know what is. Like
Did
a
you
workout
partake?
warrior.
I mean, it couldn't have been that good, right?
Nah, I mean, you know me.
Do they at least throw some seasoning on that thing?
Fat-free Italian dressing.
Oh my God.
Was what they would marinate the chicken
Come on,
breast
salt's
with.
not that bad for you.
War
right?
daddies, man. Let's go. What are
Do
we
do
doing?
you remember?
Built different.
It look
different. No time to sleep.
Like Luke's like regimen and like his mentality. Like credit to him because he was here. He did the work. He was in the weight room, workout warrior, obviously on the field as well. But do you remember? This is my freshman year, Luke's freshman year, your redshirt freshman year. It was finals. We're in WCA and we're celebrating. Like we just got done. Like we're we're about to like freshman year's over for us. And
beers on deck.
Like we went and got like
natties.
We went and got beers and like this huge cake, like a cake, like just a cake to celebrate. We were
From
just
Winn-Dixie?
probably,
Yep.
right? And we were trying to get Luke to eat a piece of the cake so bad. You're just like, Luke, come on, man, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, man. But he had to like his strength and his mental makeup.
Yeah.
Like it took us 45 minutes into talking Luke and having.
Did
a
he
piece
get
of
one?
cake.
Did he
He
get one?
finally got
Oh,
a
wow.
piece of
Good
cake.
for him.
It was a big deal.
He didn't like go purge afterwards, did he?
No, it's like that's it, and then he's back on his regimen.
He was crazy. The next day, he parted his hair on the other side.
Do y'all ever just drop a piece of cake like in a glass of milk and then just kind of drink it?
Nope.
No, that's never happened
That's not
in my
a thing.
life.
That is not a thing.
That is not something that normal people do.
Boys, it's just so good, dude.
But I'm a guy
piece
that
of cake.
I don't
Just
even
let it
like to.
thicken up so
I
it
don't even
becomes
like
like
to
a kind
dip
of
my
cake.
Oreo into milk. Though.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
well that's not normal either.
That's
right?
not normal.
I like the
thank
crunch.
you.
I like the crunch. I don't know.
If this is the spectrum,
yes.
like that's also
That's true.
not
Yeah, I
acceptable.
like
There's two extremes here.
I'm not a good guy to ask on the cake thing, but I feel like even for somebody that likes to dip Oreos in milk, dropping a whole piece of cake is not a thing.
Well, I'll let
Right?
an Oreo soak in there till it's just dissolved. Yeah. Just give me a little milk sludge.
How often are y'all
Little
eating
sugary
cake and
milk
Oreos?
There's somehow a box of mini Oreos made in my house recently. So I've been taking them and I just open the packet and I just drop them on a glass of milk and I just let it chill for a little bit and then I just drink it. Yeah, it's delicious, dude. It's so good. Just sugar milk, you know?
I eat something chocolate every night.
Really?
Yeah.
Every night?
Yeah.
Look at your little sweet boy.
Well,
huh?
even if it's just a couple of chocolate chips.
Let me smell your breath.
Really?
Let me see if I can. Stick out your tongue. Can I see if I can sense chocolate? on it?
What?
No.
Here, just breathe it in my nose.
No. You want to see my moisturized thighs too?
I don't know how that. I don't know how that would help me know if you've eaten chocolate or not. But that's. I mean, if you think it's relevant to the conversation, I guess I could.
Why in the hell did y'all? How did y'all get here?
I have no idea. I just said I eat chocolate and I didn't want to see my tongue.
Before we go to break,
you know who got Luke to eat the cake finally?
Who?
Jordan Reaver.
Jordan Reaver sounds like a human inside joke. I don't know who that is. But
It kind of is. That's a really.
This was someone who had scholarship offers to go play Division I college football, but wanted to walk on at LSU and did. Lasted.
He was my roommate.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You, Kyle, and Peter. We lost him for 3 days.
At least 3 days. No one could find him.
Yeah.
And then we were like, where is he? We thought he was kidnapped. We thought he went home.
He's gone in the wind.
Just all of a sudden, one afternoon, he walks out of his bedroom, rubbing his eyes.
Yep. He had been in there for 3 days.
Yeah. He's just a little tired boy.
Yeah.
He needed a little rest.
Just sleeping.
Yeah, he just needed a little
That
rest.
was a really good comment. A human inside joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
That is him. Because there's 5 people that probably would have understood that.
Thank you.
You were one of them.
James Coley and Jordan Reaver ran a hell of a scout team.
James.
Let's go.
Favorite cake?
Chocolate or cookie?
Okay.
This is a cake, even though it's called a pie, Boston cream pie.
Okay. I think I might like carrot cake best too. With like a cream cheese icing.
No.
I think I'm more about the cream cheese icing more than anything.
It's surprising the amount of people that will say that too.
I know.
I don't like a carrot cake, but
I don't either.
Yeah.
I was wondering in the grocery store because I just got a birthday cake the other day.
I respect it.
I looked at it, I'm like, who buys that? Like,
what, a carrot cake?
Yeah, who come? No, I know it's popular. Again, to Matt's point though, who buys it? Because I don't know anybody. You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
My wife likes it, but she doesn't buy it or
Yeah,
ever
well,
order
I
it.
generally buy a cookie kit.
It's hard to beat a great American cookie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hard to.
Just cookie dough.
I mean, it's
made cookies last night.
It's certainly not a cake, but
yeah, you made cookies like one time for us. Hadn't seen them since.
How about that? I made cookies last night, and I was going to bring some in, but like an idiot, I pulled the classic move where as I put the first batch into the oven, I turned the oven off.
Oh, nice.
I heat up to 350, and then I don't know why, I turned it off as I put it in, and I come back, and I'm like, oh, man, I have...
So what'd you do?
Yeah, that batch of cookies just sucked. And then we just moved, we kept it moving, we reheated, got on the second batch. It came out great. Point is not enough cookies left over for the show, though, unfortunately, because I'm an idiot.
You're making a chocolate chip, and it's supposed to be cooked for 12 minutes. Put it in for 8.
I'm a big, so I'll actually undercook, and then you put them in, if you just need them to solidify a little more, you throw them in the fridge for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Lock it up.
I go to the fridge.
Avomar's Winery is a great point. Imagine the great Khali rubbing you down with Aquaphor. One handful and you're covered. Like that would be, he would be at the top of the hiring list to rub me down every night. It feels, just be so great, dude. He could even like carry me around, you know? You're a little baby. Surely you've thought about that when you carry your kids around. Like what would it be like if I had a giant that could carry me around like that in my adult life? Like what if I could just go hop on a hip and just be
literally
chilling, like,
not ever in my life.
eating like some turkey jerky, like a little meat stick while not having to walk? Oh, sounds incredible. Rock me to sleep. Just fall asleep, nice and warm.
How are you going to get your steps in then?
What?
Yeah.
How are you going to get your steps in?
Well, I'm not. I'm going to be a super rich fat baby at this point.
Oh, you would be fat if you're super rich.
Maybe not. Maybe I'd have like some super rich technology. Maybe not fat, but I'm not walking. I'm getting carried around by a giant the entire time. Yeah.
See, I go the opposite. Like if I was
like
filthy
Bezos.
rich,
Like Bezos.
I would have a chef, a trainer, a gym, like everything. I'd be Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be talking on radio. You'd just be working out.
Probably.
That sounds like such a waste of uber
Counting
riches.
carbs. Counting carbs. And
No, you still have
counting
fun.
carbs.
You still have fun at night. You're just working out.
There's
in the
probably
morning.
a technology out there that you can eat whatever you want, but still look great and be super healthy.
Yeah, I would just have them do the workouts for me by proxy, and have them like. Move
Hey,
my
there's something to be
legs.
said with mental reps.
Exactly. I'm taking
The mind is
constant
strong, sir.
mental
Yeah.
reps. I got so rich in the first place.
Hey, let those got to get some endorphins going. You
Did
gotta
y'all
get
hear
a
about the
workout in.
Derek Dooley used to tell a story about
Oh boy, can't wait for this.
the Vietnam prisoner of war.
Yes.
And every day to keep him from going insane, to keep his mind, he would play 3 rounds of mental golf every day, from tee to putt, everything. Play around. Wow. And he went in at he was shooting the 90s or 100, and then he got out, went back home. His first round of golf, he shot a 72.
Yep. No way. That's an awesome story. That is so freaking cool.
I can see Duels telling that story right now.
So that's me then, you're saying, basically.
Yeah, with working out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna come back with an 8-pack.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think at some point
go,
you have to eventually work out.
Oh, like he.
But I think
play.
if you just mentally do it, the first workout,
I'm gonna kill it.
Maybe you're benching 450.
Let's go, dude. I'm back. All right. Back. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu. Okay, you want to have that super rich lifestyle that we're talking about? Well, guess what? ITI Technical College can help you achieve the career that you so desperately need. Do not be worried. Do not let the anxiety of long-term concerns, what am I doing? What is my retirement doing? Do I have a career that I can actually provide? You can get this by going to ITI Technical College, a local family-owned trade school. No national nonsense, okay? It's right there off of Airline Highway, and it's right there for you. Get that AOS degree in just 2 years. Sign up today, ITI Technical College.
Yeah, you can also give them a call today. Get to that finish line. Speak with admissions. Even if you've got something full-time going on right now, it is worth the call because they can help you. They can work around your schedule, day and night courses. You're going to have Fridays off as well. So give them a call, 225-267-8003. Speak with admissions, iticollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of
So join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll answer the question: one game, Paul Skeens or Aaron Nola? What's the reaction to LSU and Northwestern State and Chris Demouy? Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Boom, boom, boom. Speaking of the Pat McAfee Show, ESPN has emerged as the leading candidate to be Pat McAfee's new home as he moves closer to exiting his $120 million FanDuel deal. How much of a flex when you are forcing your way out of a $120 million deal, boys? That is...
Well, he does work with ESPN already, right?
Yeah, he does college game day and stuff. Yes, so the $120 million deal comes with no non-compete. He still does wrestling. He still does ESPN. Like, jeez, dude, this guy
Maybe
is
he's
built
just against gambling now.
Empire.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what he's done.
Well, it's
it's incredible. It all started with the draft, didn't it?
What do you mean?
When he made the pick announcement like 5 years ago or whatever.
I mean, that was a big moment. Everybody's like,
yeah,
oh,
he had his
man,
show at that
this
point.
guy's got
It all started. So he's always been a stand-up comedian, right? So he's always done that. But then it all started when he willingly walked away in the prime of his career to join Barstool, and everybody was like ripping him, like PTI, and everybody's like, "This is the dumbest thing," or blah 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 blah. And then he walks away from Barstool to bet on himself, and
What was he doing with Barstool? Because I don't remember those.
What he's doing now, I think the radio
I
show.
remember obviously when it happened and when he walked away.
I think AJ was doing a show like years and years.
What's that relationship?
He was early on the podcast,
yeah,
right?
because AJ had his own podcast called like the Hawkcast or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was like when he was started doing that. I was like, what's a podcast?
He was
like
ahead
making
of the
fun
curve.
of him.
Yeah,
for it.
AJ Hawk was ahead of the curve.
And so he got hooked in with McAfee somehow. I don't know how they met. I don't know how that relationship initiated.
Right.
But yeah, he's been doing podcasts. I mean, I think they were on each other's podcasts a lot.
Yeah.
Back when they were first started. But yeah, the empire he's built is so impressive.
Well, it's kind of crazy too because the only way I imagine this happens is if ESPN's just offering him more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like he's going to have less editorial control. Now I'm sure he's going to want in his contract that he wants full content, but he's not going to be able to do what he does now. Like he cannot curse like he does now and have as free a reign if he's on ESPN.
What if he's on ESPN Plus?
It'll then
I bet it
potentially
is,
yes.
It has to be.
Because that's him. Like, that's what makes him is like he's super authentic.
Yes.
And in a very unique way.
Yeah.
And it's very entertaining. So he's not going to not say the F word every day.
Okay, so that makes sense. Gulf South says McAfee has said his show won't change. It'll stay on YouTube. So, but then Gulf South says I don't see ESPN allowing either of those things. But that's probably a good point because where's ESPN trying to grow digitally, and nobody is bigger digitally than McAfee right now.
All their 30 for 30s have curse. I mean,
that'd be
ESPN
fine.
Plus.
Go to Plus. You have to pay for it, so it's not a cable network.
Right.
It's a paid streaming service. You can say literally any word that you want.
When they streamed, they would do the McAfee during the game. What is it called? The live game feed.
Yeah,
that was connected with ESPN, and they were cursing on that and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it was ESPN Plus. You'd have to go and watch them watch the game.
Right. That's
so I
good
take
point.
it back. I was wrong. Heady play though by man, must be getting more than 120 million. That's
They just signed that deal, right? Like
congrats.
Yeah,
like
2 years ago. Yeah,
probably 2 years ago now. Yeah.
He might have been. He might be getting out of it now. It might have been a 3 year.
From what I've heard about him too, though, is that he is he has that obsessive, uber hyper competitive attitude where basically it's kind of F you to everyone and like everyone. Basically, he kind of, and it doesn't seem like it's his personality, but I've heard that he kind of has like that Michael Jordan-esque, almost like creating motivation out of nowhere type of deal to him.
I've met Pat a bunch of times. It's always been been great, been very genuine. The times that I'm sure you probably run across him as well. So.
Yeah,
he's. I'll tell you this, he's as funny in,
yeah.
in real conversations as he is on his show.
Yeah, that's him.
Shout out McAfee.
He was crushing. It was Orlovsky and me and McAfee having a conversation, and Dan kept trying to talk football, and Pat was just crushing him.
Yeah, I mean that feels par for the course for Orlovsky. I would probably say. All right, when we get back, let's talk about a little NFL Europe coming up next here in OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, get Gordon and get it done. You can follow him on social media at Get Gordon. Remember that Coach Mulkey shopping spree giveaway still going on right now. And look, if you want to win, go find him at Get Gordon and follow the instructions to win. Remember, it costs you nothing. It's just a picture and a hashtag in order to enter the contest. For every entry, a donation will be made to raise awareness and fight Turner syndrome, and you will be entered to win, again, the shopping spree. Today is actually the last day to enter. That's right. Today is the last day. Register for a chance to win by visiting GordonGives.com. Go to GordonGives.com.
Yeah, you can find that on social media, right? That handle on all social media at Get Gordon. You can find the website at GetGordon.com, and you can pick up the phone and you can find them. Area code in Louisiana, followed by the 8s. 888-8888. Get Gordon, get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing at Corval Toyota in Opelousas on select 2023 models. We also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll recap LSU Northwestern State from the box
Our SEC Spring Recap looking at the champion Bulldogs. And it's a Whiskey Wednesday. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Guys, I got a very simple question before we talk some My High.
What?
Is the NFL gaslighting the city of Jacksonville? Because I got to say, it basically feels like Jacksonville, like the Jaguars, are having an affair with London that is very obvious for everyone to see, but telling Jacksonville, it's all good. No, there's nothing to worry about. As the Jacksonville Jaguars next year will become the first NFL team to not play one, but two international games in London in back-to-back weeks. They're going to play Week 4 against the Falcons at Wembley Stadium. Week 5, they'll stick around, and they'll play the Bills in Tottenham Hotspur. We all know Shad Khan and his history. Like, it just feels obvious, right? The NFL wants to be in London way more than they want to be in Jacksonville. And what's sad here, again, I feel like this is the NFL saying, no, I'm not sleeping with the personal trainer, but we have to go on this vacation for multiple days alone for me to achieve my peak physical fitness. Like, clearly they're going to leave Jacksonville, right? Am I crazy here?
The analogy is a good one. It's a good one. I don't know if they ever can fully.
It's going to be hard.
It's just going to be so hard. Just like, okay, you play in the
personal trainer.
You play in the NFC East, AFC East. Like depending on which one you want to go to, NFC makes more sense, I guess. Just New York team. I don't know.
Just think about teams going to London to play. You have to put a bye week before or after they go to, because they got to be there for a week.
They don't anymore.
They don't.
No, you played in that game? I did
not.
I played in it once, and it was bad.
Yeah,
we went from San Diego to Buffalo, played the Bills, went from Buffalo to London, played the Saints, and then flew all the way back to San Diego. Yep. It was just, it felt like 3 weeks worth of travel.
Because my initial thought was if someone travels to London to play you, and that's your home game because you live in London, then they're going to have a bye week. I guess you're saying they don't do it anymore, but bye weeks don't start till like the middle of the season. Yeah. So, like, what do you do at the beginning of the season?
They just say, F it.
Basically.
We want money, and London is a way bigger market and growth than the Jacksonville.
I mean, gosh, if you're coming from L.A., if you're coming from Seattle, I mean, that is a brutal trip.
I'm not saying it's like player friendly, but we all know what the league wants to do, and it's to be in London. Like we're talking about one of the major metropolises in human history.
Like I know that the Jags are in the AFC South. I do understand that, but they would have to do something about that. Is my point. They would have to move them, I think, to a different division. Like I mean, the Colts traveling over there, Houston traveling over there.
No one would want it. Nobody.
It would have to be an East Coast separation.
Jets that can make the trip really fast.
And yes,
because they do
absolutely.
They do have stuff along those lines. They can make them really fast. But it's probably not very cost effective for the NFL. But I mean, that would be a way of like offsetting like
tube technology,
player safety.
All right, drinkmyhigh.com, and I know Matt, you've got like 1,000 things coming up for My High that are exciting.
Yes.
But you've got them coming up here on the docket.
Yeah, so we're starting this week. We're actually starting an 8-week of shows at Sam's Club in the Dallas and Houston area. So this week I'm going to be in Humble, Texas at Sam's, and we'll have another show in McKinney in the Dallas area.
I've never seen you be humble.
Well, Humble Pie this weekend, buddy, in Humble, Texas. So listening, if you're in Houston or know someone in Houston or the Dallas area, tell them to go to the McKinney Sam's and the Humble Sam's and come check out My High, buy it. We really want to
come meet Aaron Rodgers' friend.
That's right. I'll be there. I will be there, slanging it, hydrating people.
So you'll be in Humble.
I'll be in Humble.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So we really want to have a good showing. So we got 8 straight weeks of this in different locations every weekend. But yeah, this weekend, if you know some people, tell them to go to Humble.
Hell yeah, man.
Humble, Texas.
Congrats. Not Humble. You're saying Humble. Like,
yeah, I think it's pronounced humble.
It
or
is.
humble.
No, you're
it's H-U-M-B-L.
No, it is. It's humble. Yeah, hey, Houston people listening or watching on YouTube, that's like the biggest LSU alumni base. Go support a former national championship quarterback.
That's right. That's right. And his boys with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
I don't think they care about that.
Get you like a little New York Jets.
They probably care more about him winning a championship for LSU.
What was Aaron saying about the Jets at the Derby? Did they think they're going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah, he guaranteed it.
Oh, let's go, dude. Did anybody win anything? Because I told you, I went to Oakland a couple weeks ago. The most fun gambling I've ever had in my entire life.
It's so much fun. So we spend 2 full days there. The Oaks is on Friday, then the Derby. So we spend like 10 hours there for 2 straight days, and you're betting on a lot of games. Yeah, there's a couple, mostly lost.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, a lot of fun.
We do a comeback bet. I know we're closing out. It's a comeback bet. That's the first horse back through the line after the race.
The old Kardashian.
Going back home.
All right. Hour 3 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Turn my music high, 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 high. Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville, or NOLAFlooring.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, May 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 84. You can follow the rest of today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
How's it happening, y'all? Welcome back. Hour number 3 of OTB. Wednesday, May 10th. More late hour there. Hey, Jake, here in about an hour. Our squad, LSU softball Tigers, getting ready to take on Ole Piss. 10 a.m. first pitch time, baby.
I was a little, like when you said our squad, I'm like, oh man, what did I forget? But you're right, because we did talk about it when we came in.
Right.
Taylor was talking about, because a lot of times Taylor will actually do the board for the softball games, but you know what?
Never
OTB.
board on the board.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Is the action so exciting?
Yeah. I wasn't going to go
OTB
there,
what?
but I mean, yeah. Look, I'm on OTB. I can't do the board right now. Like,
Oh, yeah. So who's doing it today?
Last I checked, Chris Blair was doing it.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, running
Okay,
the
I was
board.
wondering where that laugh came
Yeah.
from. But, so they got the big dog. Do the old
From
school.
well, I
grunt
mean,
work.
look, it's 10 a.m. game. Like, a lot of people that, run the board, like Taylor's.
Well, and pregame starts at
9:30.
9:45,
Yeah.
so
all hands on deck, boys.
Taylor's got a job here at OTB, but we all have a job to cheer on the Tigers.
Like
That's
when
right.
T-Bob had to run the board that one time downstairs
I've
when it
never
froze
run
up
the
here.
board.
Yeah, you did for one segment.
Okay, I was going to say that's probably a generous interpretation, but I guess technically yes. You told me when to press a button, and I did that correctly, like a dancing monkey.
Remember me trying to get a microphone that worked, and I had to hold it, and I was trying to screw it in.
I think we shared a mic at one point.
Yeah, I had to bring it from one side of the studio to the other manually.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure, that was a very funny day.
I used to have to run that board when I first moved here in 2018. I still did my show in Shreveport. It was a different time. It wasn't syndicated. It was just a different show. So I would sit down there, run the board, do the show, and always had feedback. 2-second delay in my ear. Can never get anybody to figure it out why it was happening. And
you were hearing yourself on
2-second delay.
How did you do the show?
That's for about 4 months.
That sounds awful. That sounds literally like those, not to be bougie, but those are non-workable conditions. There's nothing that throws you off more than hearing, not hearing the sound of your voice. Nobody likes the sound of their voice. You get used to it if you're in this job long enough. But hearing your actual sentences being thrown back in your face 2 seconds later is just horribly discombobulating.
Luckily for most of it, it was a solo show. Kind of worked its way out to be a solo show for an hour. So luckily, I didn't have to wait and listen. Now, sometimes my brother, who hosts morning radio in Shreveport, he would hop on with me. And so you ask the question, take the earphones off, and then put them back on.
Oh my.
But now we don't have to worry about that because it's syndicated if you're listening to us in the future on 11:30 a.m. The Tiger.
True. The LSU softball Tigers finished season 40-14. Remember, don't forget that. 6-time Coach Bethune has won 40 games. 13-11 in the SEC with that big back-to-back win to close out the Georgia series last week. And if you think back earlier in Oxford this year, this Ole Miss and LSU team got in a battle. Ole Miss took game 1, only for LSU to win a very close games 2 and 3. I mean, you think about softball, every series has been so freaking close. Like, who knows how this SEC tournament is going to go. But it's going to start at 10 a.m. today, and we'll see if we get to talk to Coach Torina tomorrow or not. Hopefully we do, and hopefully we are celebrating, celebrating a really nice win.
Yeah, T, this would be big for them to
Tigers.
try to, make themselves a seed that gets to host a regional and be able to have postseason baseball, because you just never know. You never know if you go out there, if you lose game one of a conference tournament. I think that they'll be okay because of where their RPI is.
Yeah.
I think they'll be a host because Tiger Park's one of the best parks out there as well. Like, that's going to help you play. But you always like to solidify that and make sure that you're going to be hosting postseason baseball here. A great home field advantage at Tiger Park. So you get one win in the SEC tournament. That should, get you fully across the finish line. So it is a big game.
Those are all great points, and here's to hoping that they can do it, and we'll have more softball in Baton Rouge. Excited to watch. You gotta love a little 10 a.m. sports excitement, right? A great way to kind of ignore your work and make it through the midday here.
Well, we certainly do, because we don't get that opportunity very often.
No,
We do not get that chance. Real quick, let me look at LSU in the RPI. The latest, they're number 6.
Yeah,
so, they're going to be fine. But like I said, crazier things have happened. Go out there, you win this game, and you'll be hosting. Like, who knows? You make a true run, you could be maybe hosting a couple of different rounds in the postseason.
What does the SEC look like in terms of softball RPI?
I'll give you the top 10 in RPI right now. Oklahoma 1, UCLA 2, Stanford 3, Florida State 4, Oklahoma State 5.
Wow,
LSU.
LSU's the top-ranked RPI
Yep.
team?
LSU 6, Duke 7, Northwestern 8, Louisiana Lafayette number 9. Shout out. Number 10, Tennessee.
That's so interesting. How does this work? Like, how are they?
Tennessee's 41-8, LSU's 40-14. But when you look at strength of schedule, LSU is incredibly high up there. One of the best, I think top 3. I think number 3 as far as strength of schedule. So that's why. And then you get 40 wins with a top 3 strength of schedule. You're going to be top 6 RPI.
I was going to say, take a bow, Coach Torina. 40 wins in that schedule. Freaking beast. Also a freaking beast, Herb Jones. However, Mario, yesterday, you said that Herb was going to get all defense later today. I remember you said at the time, I was like, I wonder if that's actually true, and it ends up not being true. But are you surprised, right? It felt like to me he definitely came on and he got back to being the Herb Jones that everybody fell in love with 2 years ago, not on Herb and everything. But at the beginning of the season, he did struggle a bit, right?
A tiny bit, more offensively than defensively, but defensively a little bit too. The second half, he definitely picked it up, and I've honestly simmered down a little bit. Like, I was being.
Were you
optimistic.
mad yesterday?
I was a little. I was a little
Really?
upset he didn't at least make second team. I feel like he at least deserved to make the second team, but this is how it goes. I mean, the Pelicans missed the playoffs. Had they made the playoffs, I guarantee you he would be at least on the second team.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, the stats are there. The Pelicans were number 6 in defensive efficiency, and Herb led the Pelicans in steals and deflections. You guys watch the Pelicans enough to know how big of an impact he makes. I mean, I felt like second team would have been reasonable. But
Who made it over him?
Let's see. I don't have the list pulled up right now. I know first team Alex Caruso made it as a guard, which is BS. I think Herb is a much better defender than him. And the Bulls didn't have much team success either. They also did not make the playoffs, lost in the play-in. So it is what it is. But if and when the Pelicans do make the playoffs again, I think he finally will get some recognition in his third season.
I don't know. I don't think many of us really know how to evaluate NBA defense at like an elite level, and we don't have, we have these it's kind of like defenders, right, in football, right? Like, we know about sacks, we know about picks, but what about the corner who just doesn't get the ball thrown at him, or the constant pressure applies by the interior defensive lineman who's not getting sacks, right? Like, there's a lot of wins in the margins that we don't appreciate, but even knowing nothing about the NBA, it seems absurd to me that Alex Caruso would be on the all defense team instead of Herb Jones.
I have it pulled up right here, the graphics on YouTube. So second team was Derek White, Draymond Green, OG Anunoby, Dylan Brooks, and Bam Adebayo.
I put him in over Anunoby and Brooks right off the bat.
This man, Dylan Brooks, just made second team All-NBA defense, and Memphis told him, we're not bringing you back under any circumstances. That's how you know you bit off a little more than you could chew. And you still want to take Dylan Brooks and the Pelicans if that opportunity arose.
I wouldn't, honestly. Like, yeah, he's a good basketball player, but he just looked like too much of a buster. You can't associate yourself with him. What? Trust your drafting. Trust Herb Jones. I'm good. Maybe you disagree, which is fine.
Well, I'm not saying to get rid of Herb or anything, but I'm saying, like, isn't just adding a 3-and-D guy never a negative thing?
Yeah, but coming
Especially
off of
when
what
you have no shooting.
Coming off of what just happened, I wouldn't. Team
What?
chemistry is an issue too. He seems like a very immature player. I wouldn't want him.
Jeez, man, that feels like a little bit of a beggars can't be choosers situation.
Maybe. That's
I
just.
I don't know, Jake. Where do you land on this?
Oh, it's a good argument. Maybe they could add a personality like that. They, correct me if I'm wrong, like they don't have that type of personality. You know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of championship teams have at least one guy that's like that.
I might
the
need
guy
a little
that
Draymond in
yeah, the guy that nobody really likes from other teams, but you know you need that enforcer. Like we always go back to like Dennis Rodman. When we start talking about the Chicago Bulls, you mentioned Draymond. Certainly, it's like some of these dynasties, they have a guy like that can get under your skin, and he can, lock up maybe your best defender. Maybe you put Herb on your best defender because he's Herb, but like the secondary options. I don't know. I mean, I think there's value in it.
I mean, I love the Pels, but they are unquestionably soft. And I don't just mean from like injuries. I mean just like temperament.
I think
wise.
that's completely fair.
I don't know if I'd agree with that. I think
give me one.
I think Najee fits that mold a little bit. I know he doesn't play as many minutes, but
Najee's not as good as Dylan
every time there's a fight, he's the first person
for
there.
sure. But he needs to be
Najee's a real
to be a player on the court most of the time.
Yes, exactly.
That's
he's
fair.
not as good as
Like
Dylan Brooks.
Valanciunas but Valanciunas sometimes like will have runs where he's not on the court.
He's too European, What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
I think Jonas
Little
fits
too
that bill
Euro.
as well. But hopefully, you can trust your drafting or free agency and get that somewhere else in Dylan Brooks.
Can you be the bad boy if you're European?
Depends on how far east you are.
Find me. That's fair. That is fair. But find me the European bad boy. Do we think of
Where
Jokic
was
as a bad boy?
where was Zaza Pachulia from?
No idea.
Remember the media like jumped on him because he stepped on somebody's ankle and hurt him or whatever. They were.
I don't remember
They
that.
were all over him, and that was when he was with Draymond. Like both of them. That was like,
Why is
yeah.
that stuck in my head? I don't know. Okay, fair. So you can't be the tough guy if you're Western European.
Oh,
if
man,
you're Eastern
that's-
European, you have the ability.
You have the
chance
ability
to, do so.
but
you have
like
the chance to.
I'm sitting here now that you're talking,
look
like
at Vlade
there's some.
Divac.
I was about to say, like Vlade was famous for flopping.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Yeah.
I love Vlade Divac.
It's tough to
But-
be the tough guy if you're European. I don't know. What to tell you.
It's a luxury, but I don't think that thing's like necessary. And like I said, hopefully the Pelicans can continue to
I mean, a
supplement the team.
luxury. The Pelicans need people who can shoot threes. They need
It
anybody
kind
who
of, but
can
like,
shoot a three.
Like even like Bobby Portis was that guy for the Bucks.
How
Like,
can you
every
sit-
championship team kind of has that guy?
I think that's more of a team philosophy, T-Bob. Like the Pelicans had better shooting than what they finished. Like they shouldn't be 27th in the league at 3-point percentage, even with the personnel they have.
Who are
right
the
now.
good shooters?
Trey Murphy, CJ
Yes.
McCollum had a career high in 3-pointers this season.
What was his percentage though?
I believe he was like around 38, 39%. But as a team,
That's
they were
fine.
bad.
That's
And
good.
As a team, they didn't shoot enough threes.
Because they don't have shooters. You can't just shoot with people who can't
Fair.
shoot threes.
Hey, they still need to get shooters. They still maybe need to get tough guys. I'd just rather it not be Dylan Brooks.
I can agree with that.
But
point
it just
of
sounds
but-
crazy to me that you could feel comfortable being the Pelicans and say, no, we don't want this second team All NBA defender who also shoots threes.
Yes, because look how immature he is. Look what just happened.
His three-point shooting-
He's the key piece of a team that finishes the 2 seed.
His team, who he was the longest tenured player on, straight up said, "We don't want you back under any circumstances."
That's
Like
Memphis's problem.
That speaks to bad chemistry in the locker room. That speaks to maturity, in my opinion.
Memphis' entire roster had bad chemistry and was immature. You can't just pin
And
that all on Dylan Brooks.
That's true, but he is the basis of it. He's supposed to be the veteran leader, and look what happened to that team throughout the season, not just in the playoffs. Like, no, I'm good.
Jeez, dude.
Do y'all want to hear? Do y'all want to hear Paul George talk
just because he went after LeBron?
about Herb? Y'all were talking about it's tough to pick out the
Look,
tendencies.
No. We can play this, but I already know. Like Paul George thinks because Herb Jones is just
I
dominated.
thought he
Paul
should be
George.
defensive player of the year.
Paul George thinks that Herb Jones is literally the best defender that's ever walked the planet. But yeah, go ahead and play it.
Herb Jones. I'm gonna go Herb Jones because for me, I feel like, especially in this era of basketball, it's a lot tougher for the defenders as wing players because of the switching that's going on, because of and him being a defender, like he's fighting through screens, he's fighting over screens, he's keeping matchups, he's guarding the best player every night. And he's been pretty effective. Like his defense reminds me a lot of my earlier years in the league. Like he takes that challenge. He has that length. He has quick feet, great natural instincts.
A lot of people watch you growing up, man, as the young dudes playing ball. Because every time you talk, there's a lot of people you say relate to you.
Yeah, his game,
And they definitely
the way he guards, definitely like it remind me of how I used to play defense. Like I used to take that challenge and I used to love it. Like, and so I'm a give credit there because of
You know who you know what else is a great clip for Pelicans fans to watch? Trey Murphy and JJ Redick ripping each other. An old man in the three. It's very funny. You ever watch the show Dave?
A few episodes.
No. I mean, I know what it is, but no.
Trey Murphy looks exactly like Dave's friend Els to me. I mean, not exactly, slightly different, but I get major Els vibes from Trey Murphy.
I could see it, which, by the way, I really appreciated Larry Nance and Trey kind of fighting the good fight for Herb Jones. Like, I respect the passion amongst teammates. Wasn't too long ago that kind of chemistry did not exist at all on this team. So,
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it could be even tighter if you had Dylan Brooks in there, bringing the boys.
Is this going to be a
together.
thing? Like, do you want Dylan Brooks?
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
There was other people in the Grizzlies that certainly had issues off the court. I mean, so like Dylan Brooks being the bad locker room guy, like I just don't know that. Like I understand what you're saying, like the team's like, but the team ain't gonna say that about John Morant.
Bit of a scapegoat situation, potentially. No, and my point is even less, like, my point more is that where the Pelicans are at, it just feels so prideful to be like, we are above Dylan Brooks, when you are clearly not. He was a part of a way better, more successful team, and he represents the exact thing that everybody wants in the NBA, which is 3-and-D. Now, the only thing that would give me cause for concern is he's sitting here talking about how I have more in my game and I want to be used like, I don't get that. Like Dylan Brooks, I'm not signing you to be like the primary on-ball scorer. You're definitely going to have to just accept your 3-and-D role, and maybe that's the ultimate hang-up, but it feels crazy to me that just because he went after LeBron and the Grizzlies said he's not going to be brought back under any circumstances, the Pelicans could feel comfortable enough to say, like, no and not even kick the tires.
Yeah, I think you have to look at how that person would fit into your rotation if you want to bring in that mentality, because I agree with T-Bob. They need somebody with that mentality that plays all the time, because Jose can be that guy, but Jose's not a starter. Jose doesn't play those type of minutes. You need someone in the starting lineup that has a little bit different of a mentality. I'm not saying you go full Dennis Rodman or Bill Laimbeer or somebody like that, but you can add somebody to the starting lineup. I think that does give you maybe a little bit of that, because I do think it is missing. I just don't know where that player would be within the lineup, but it does feel like something the Pelicans need.
A little edge, man. A little toughness. And to be clear, this is all just, water cooler talk. I'm not diving into the cap. I don't know the market for Dylan Brooks. Like, this is probably all unrealistic. I just do find it interesting that you're kind of landing in just a hard no Brooks type of space. Golf says that Dylan Brooks doesn't get injured enough to join the Pels. He's too healthy. That's a great
Very
point.
true.
Dude. That's a great point.
Very
if
true.
you play over 75, we don't want you. Okay,
Yeah.
You can't.
Heady
form-
games? Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Not here.
Jake, think about it. You can't form grit if you don't have to have that next man up mentality. That's the only way you become tough, is by having to reach into the depths of your roster. I don't want anybody who starts 80 games. Get the hell out of here. How am I going to know how my depth is if I got my starters playing every game? Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I love the fact that we had this 18-minute New Orleans Pelicans conversation when we went off air in New Orleans 18 minutes ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, Flestry, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to do this, like, in Flestry now?
No, we are who we are.
We can put this
It's
on the
okay.
Facebook now. We got a place for this to live,
yeah.
at least.
But we are who we are.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, I feel like most people, like, the numbers always spike now anyway, so most people in New Orleans just come and listen on YouTube anyway, if you really want to listen
That's
to
right.
the show.
Yeah, it's all about the analytics. We knew that.
All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. They are all car team. First team, always in my heart. And all truck, and all SUV, and all hybrid, and all sedan, as a minivan. No matter what you want, it's all there for you at all. StarToyotaBatonRouge.com. Right off of Airline Highway. But you go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. You can actually custom your vehicle right there. You can look at some of the incredible deals that they have going on. You can chat with sales and service representatives right there on the site if you need to set something up. The bottom line is when you buy from All-Star, not only are you getting a great Toyota, which stands test time, Jake, but you're entering an ecosystem that is just so customer friendly.
Yeah, so like for Mario, Corolla, Prius, Camry. For Taylor, they've got the Tundra, Tacoma. For T-Bob, they've got the Camry. He has that. The Sienna as well. For me, Highlander, Sequoia, like whatever. They've got you covered. All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville, or NOLAFlooring.com.
What's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm.
Join me, Jimmy Ott, and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday evening edition of Game Time. We're at Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee, just off of Nicholson. Tuesday edition of Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
With Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
God, let me go into a Sam Goody and get this single on a cassette right now.
It's so dumb, but this reminds me of Star Trek, the remake of Star Trek from J.J. Abrams, Chris Pine. Like, was that like 10 years ago now? I just remember the song was in the trailer.
Oh, was
it?
it?
Kind of defined like the entire vibe of the movie, which is like, this ain't your daddy's Star Trek.
Oh, did it? It
We're
tried
more
to do
action.
that.
I mean, but it actually was good. That
Was
first
it?
Star Trek was good. The second one was,
Yeah, I
whatever.
don't remember. I just
First one
remember
was really good.
Like the actual, like I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan. On that show that I was talking about, my old show in Shreveport, we had Beastie Boy Tuesdays. Every Tuesday was Beastie Boy Tuesday.
nice.
Loved it. The music video for that though, great music video.
I'm excited to see some Feasty Boys coming up this Friday
Yeah.
against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Start to dive into it. Bulldogs are bad. I'm hoping to maybe get out to the box this week. I'm trying to convince Rivers to go to a game so LSU can win, but we'll see.
So they guarantee
if it ends up happening or not. Remember Panthers game at 6 tonight? I know a lot of y'all are waiting with bated breath. Go Panthers. Finish off the Maple Leafs. Aren't the Maple Leafs? I don't know much hockey, Jake. You tend to know more about sports than I do. Aren't the Maple Leafs kind of like
Cursed?
Yes.
Yeah.
In that they're awesome and they're so obsessed with they just cannot win a championship no matter what.
They're kind of like the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, kind of like maybe kind of like the Red Sox before they won.
Yeah.
Right, where they
More
were
like the
obsessed.
Cowboys.
But did they win in the 90s though?
I'm just trying to.
Okay, no, I'm making sure. I'm making sure. I see what you're saying.
There's other teams that are bad, Jake. It doesn't always have to be the Cowboys.
They're more the Red.
Cowboys suck, Taylor. Shut up.
Yes. They're more the Red Sox before the championship than the Cowboys.
Okay. But the Cowboys do suck. To be painfully clear, we want to make sure about this. They're awful.
Let's see if I can find. Oh my gosh, 1967, 48 season drought between championships is currently the longest in the NHL, and that's like a standard NHL team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of the. I don't know if is it one of the original 6. Maybe
I would have
not,
to think
but
it is.
But it's got to be.
It's got to be
close
to
not.
it. Yes.
Damn. Sorry,
1967.
Scratch 'em, cats.
Get him. So, my producer on Off Campus is a Penn State grad, and every time we mention Penn State, he's got a.
Really?
Yeah, every time we do.
Is that a thing that they do? Like with their voice, or he plays a sound effect?
It's a sounder. We don't have the sounder, so I can't play the sounder.
Cats, who actually says that? That's from that like sorority girl TikTok where they're like, who said? Is that Kansas State? Who
It's
says
like
Scratch 'em, cats?
Abilene Christian or somebody.
Maybe it's Abilene, maybe it's ACU.
That video.
It's all timer.
I love it.
It's all time good.
They're not trying to be funny, but they're hilarious.
Speaking of all time good, Urban Meyer on the Urban's Take with Tim May podcast, what a horrible podcast name, Urban's Take.
Urban's Take?
Yeah, it's just like that's literally the podcast
That's
name.
like Urban Myth or something. Like give me
Urban Myth is
something.
great. I mean, already we're infinitely doing better than we were before. Whatever. I here's what Urban had to say. Quote, I think Texas, you didn't mention them, but don't sleep on Texas this year. I was talking to Ohio State Associate Athletic Director Mark Pantoni, and I was talking to the recruiting director at Ohio State. Man for man, roster against roster, it's hard to say that Texas doesn't have the best roster in college football. Sheesh.
Herb.
First off, keep your third eye open. This is Herb trying to apply pressure to Steve Sarkisian to get Steve Sarkisian fired in order to get the job. But if we take this comment seriously, Jake, is he off base saying this?
Yeah. It's a roster that's got talent. Without question, it's got talent. They were an 8-win football team last year.
Yeah.
And they were an 8-win football team that got if you watch the game, like actually go back and watch it. And I've watched the coaches tape a couple of times of Washington and Texas because I like to see up front. Washington dominated that game.
Yep.
It wasn't just because of Michael Penix and they dominated that game. Sure, I guess according to certain sites, they've got a very talented roster. There's holes on that roster when you watch them. Yeah. And your best player, without question, is no longer there in Bijan Robinson. Is it a top 20 talented team? I'll give them top 20.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going top 15. I'm not going top 10. Sure as hell not going top 5. And you must be on something if you think they're the most talented team.
So I think that look, in terms of talent out of high school, sure, they're top 10 or whatever in my mind. Now, obviously, Texas has a massive developmental problem, right? Like, how else do you get to Bijan Robinson being the first offensive first-round pick since Vince Young? That makes no sense. That boggles the mind. beyond that, I would say, Jake, my immediate reaction to this is, yes, I do believe they have a lot of talent. But not only does Texas always underachieve, but Steve Sarkisian always underachieves. He doesn't even have a 10-win season to his name as a head coach. And granted, obviously there's something in the water at Texas that transcends Sarkisian. That's fine. But my point is I just don't think that Steve Sarkisian is that guy to fix that problem that transcends Steve Sarkisian, whatever is going on in Texas. And so, like, every time I bring this up, a lot of people, because Steve Sarkisian's been really good at times, right? He was great as offensive coordinator in Atlanta. He was great as OC at Alabama. And I'm sure he is an offensive genius. Like, and that's what people always say, right? And so that's all well and good. But eventually you have to win 10 games. And it's not even just 10 games. Actually, 10 without the bowl. If this team does not go 10-2 this year, it's a failure. You are better than almost all of the teams on your schedule. I mean, at Rice, Bama, at Bama, so we'll just say lost there. Mm-hmm. But then Wyoming at home, at Baylor, Kansas at home, Oklahoma at home, at Houston, BYU, Kansas State, TCU, Iowa State, Texas Tech. And I am not disparaging the other teams because they are better than Texas because they are doing way more with way less. My point is it shouldn't even be a question, though, Jake. Like, when I bring up Kansas, it shouldn't even be a question. At Baylor, shouldn't even be a question. But they are questions because it's Texas.
So this conversation always, it does drive me crazy, and I realize I'm probably biased towards the other way, but like the talent conversation, talent. Okay, that's great, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just another part. It's another trait. Like, do you want to have more talent? Yes. Look at Utah. Utah's not going to get a slew of 5 stars. They're not going to get a slew of 4 stars. But every single year when you play Utah, you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
And they win Rose Bowls and play in Rose Bowls, and they win Pac-12 championship games, and they're consistently in the top 10. Okay? They don't have the talent that Texas has, but it's a mentality. It's a development piece that you're talking about, T. I mean, there's a lot of teams that we could point to that have been consistent. Kansas State is another one of those teams that gives Texas fits all the time, by the way. It's always been a bad
matchup. That's what I'm saying, and that shouldn't be a question.
It shouldn't, but it shouldn't because of the talent.
Yes.
But talent only gets you so far. Talent gets you in the door. It's developing from the coaches, but it's also the mentality that you take in from the players.
I agree.
Because I would take a team full of Utahs over a team full of Texas players every single day.
I would take, so I guess the only place where I would differ is I would take the Texas roster if you had, the right man in charge.
But you've tried 3 different guys.
But if you're telling me you get Kyle Whittingham at Utah or Steve Sarkisian at Texas, I would take Whittingham at Utah.
But there's something, whatever it is, there's
Texas,
something around Texas that you can't get them to buy into what you want to do.
They're like South Park. They're like Clooney and company. They're just sniffing their own farts. Can't escape it. Just basking in their own flatulence. Thinking it doesn't stink, thinking everybody wants to smell it.
I don't know.
I don't
know that reference. I'm sure Mario does, and we could talk about it later. But it matters. Like, coaching matters, culture matters, the way you build your program matters. Like now, Oregon State State is now known after like a quick reset as a tough, physical, hard-nosed football team. They were 10-3 a year ago. We expect them to be more of the same this year. What Shane Beamer's doing in South Carolina, like all of that matters. All the culture that you're building, like. Okay, great. Go have all the 5-star guys that you want and keep patting them on the butt and getting them attaboys for nothing. Like, you have to, even with the 5-star recruit, like back to our earlier conversation, man, you have to still develop those players. You have to coach those players. You have to get them to buy in to anything that you're doing within your program. You don't buy into what they want you to buy into. You get them to buy into what you already do.
It's why Kirby's had so much success at Georgia, right?
Without question. He has them believing that they're supposed to win 7 games.
Yeah.
Nobody said that. They believed it.
Well, he has this elite talent, and then what's the phrase he was saying? We got a bunch of guys that want to eat off the floor. Now, I don't think they'll be able to keep that up, right? Even Alabama doesn't have guys that want to eat off the floor anymore. So, like, eventually, we always say wooden clogs on the way up, silk slippers on the way down. I think you're going to see a softening of Georgia. Maybe I'm wrong here. That is my read on the situation. But up to this point, Smart's kept them boys hungry. We'll see if they can. Texas, they no, man. They're in it's Austin. It's the tech capital. They got backup linemen that suck getting paid $50,000 a year. Like, they're just so up their own ass, dude. They can't get out. Tech's ass, okay? That's what you are until you win 10 games. Tech's ass. I don't know what else to tell you. Can't wait till you lose to BYU in Houston. That made me so happy.
What about Alabama? Are you rooting for in that game?
Texas. Never Alabama. I mean, let's be painfully clear about that. That doesn't even take me a second, Bo.
Yep.
Never Bama. Never tied. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT.
Oh, I lost my live sheet, Jake.
I bet you won't tell them about Riverland.
I bet you I will. Bet you I'll tell them to call 225-206-1517. 225-206-1517. That's Thomas' email, cell phone number. Thomas going to get you right. Again, every single day we have people that just pick up the phone, call that number, and then they save hundreds to thousands of dollars a year. Well, a lot of times getting even better policy, you know. It doesn't matter what the insurance is. You got teens that are driving. You need your own personal insurance. You got business insurance. Like any type, they have your back. They're from Louisiana. Okay, so they also understand the unique nature of the business in this portion of the country. Trust me when I say you will not make a better decision today than calling 225-206-1517.
And you can call that number right now. Do it right now. He's going to answer. We've had plenty of people that have called like during the live and saved thousands of dollars. 225-206-1517, anywhere in the state of Louisiana.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring, wherever you get your podcast.
Join us for the Wednesday edition of Handy Time. Take a look back at LSU and Northwestern State. Scott Rabelais from The Advocate is with us, and we do first class, second class, no class. Handy Time, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Matt, yeah, update day. What? New titles. What? I'm in the bathroom.
Update day for the Wii Shopping channel. It's funny because normally they do it at midnight, but it's like 11. It's like 11:15. What time is it in Japan? Turn that up. I love that grooving. What kind of music is that? Like a bossa nova beat? Makes me really want to just croon it. This is such a danceable song. You know what we should do? We should write a song for our act with titles of Wii games.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Because everybody knows about the Wii Shopping channel,
Yeah.
and everybody loves to shop on it every Wednesday. So what we'll do is we'll write a theme song for the Wii Shopping channel. Watch this. Watch this. You can sing to the titles of the Super Mario RPG, Super Mario 3, Mega Man, Neo Turf Masters, Breakin' Star. You know what I mean, Jared?
Yeah.
Like every start, you say the lyrics of the. Let me try one. Super Mario RPG, Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong 3, Adventures of Lolo 1 and 2, King's Knight, Dig Dug, Juman Fu, Harvest Moon. You write this song? Link Puzzle Pokemon, Toe Jam and Earl and Panic on Funkotron. Castlevania, Fatal Fury, Ninja Chuchu, Mario Comet, Razor Blazing, Lasers, Basis Loaded, Mega Turrican, Cybernator, Rolling Thunder, Dynastic Hero, Bubble Bobble, Double Dragon F-Zero. I get it, you memorized the song. Zero X and Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3. Cruising USA. Wow! No!
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Happy Wii Shopping Day to everyone. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. As we all know, everybody's always looking forward to hopping on that Wii Shop every single Wednesday. Congratulations to all of you. You will now have Harvest Moon stuck in your head for the rest of the day. God, I love that video so much, dude. Jake, what did you think about that video?
Not a lot.
No one likes it.
No.
No one ever likes my stuff. It's like this YouTube channel, Joel Haver.
Whoa. There's a lot of your stuff that I think is hilarious.
There's this YouTube channel, Joel Haver, that I think is like the funniest thing in the world. And I tried to show my boys it last weekend and they just hated it. Didn't even not even chuckle, didn't dislike. I mean, straight up hated it.
See, let me ask you this. If you're like, hey, I need a laugh. I need a laugh. I only have 7 minutes to get this laugh in. I've got to throw up something. Like, what would that be?
I mean, right now, Always Sunny.
No. Not like right now, but like, without a shadow of a doubt, it's been your go-to. Like, I need a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that does depend on. I mean, I don't know. Always Sunny will always make me laugh. Anything Always Sunny will always make me laugh. Yesterday, I was watching Franklin and Bash trailers.
Franklin and Bash.
Yeah, I've never seen a single episode of Franklin
I've seen
and
plenty
Bash. But me and my college roommate just used to always argue about who was who. We both wanted to be Bash, and nobody wanted to be Franklin.
Yeah.
Just a couple of bad boy lawyers getting it done in the streets of L.A.
And Zach Morris.
Yeah, that's right. And the guy from Eurotrip.
The guy. He wasn't from Eurotrip.
Or
he
was
was from
Road Trip?
Road Trip.
Road Trip. Excuse me, from Road Trip. Yeah, not
both
Eurotrip. My bad.
classics. Okay, Mario, if you want to laugh, if you're like, okay, give me something. I mean, you don't.
I like Family Guy, obviously.
Okay.
And
any episode though.
A specific South Park episode that I love is the World of Warcraft one. I know T-Bob will appreciate that.
Yeah, okay.
That one
There you
won
go.
several Emmys. That one always gives me a chuckle.
See, great answer, Taylor.
Easily My Cousin Vinny.
Okay,
Yeah,
which
Taylor just loves
scene?
My Cousin Vinny.
Or just like any of it?
There's a ton of scenes. I really like the Screech Owl scene.
Okay,
When he's,
yeah.
and I actually just watched it this Saturday night. My wife had never seen it.
Oh, wow.
Somehow we dated all this time. I never had her watch it.
It's a great movie.
He's laying in the prosecuting attorney lets him use his cabin.
Yeah.
Screech owls outside. He
Yeah.
runs outside, fires the shots in the air.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite
the two
team.
Utes. Yeah, for sure. Great.
I can't believe it. I
That's
really
a
thought
random answer as well.
we Shopping Channel Wednesday was going to be a big
No,
hit with the chat.
no. I'm going
To a man, it looks like
when Eddie Murphy is describing his mom saying that she can make McDonald's at home in his stand-up. Eddie Murphy Raw.
I've never seen it. I'm not a big stand-up guy, though.
Eddie and Charlie are both great.
I'm going Raw, Delirious, Kings of Comedy. When Steve Harvey is talking about playing as the ship went down, talking about the band on the Titanic. And he's like, cool in the game would have been unplugged and out there.
I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Jake, that my real answer to your question, one scene that is so lowbrow and should not make me laugh, but brings me to the point of tears almost every time I watch it, is when Gary is throwing up in Team America World Police.
Yeah,
and that little puppet just keeps throwing up.
Yeah, me and Flynn have
just
enjoyed
keeps
that.
throwing
yeah.
up. It is. I don't know why. Every time.
America.
I mean, there's a lot. Gary, you have to suck my. Yeah, I mean, the whole movie is it's not a sex thing, Gary. It's a power thing. It's so.
It's a great movie.
All right.
Basketball is also a great movie.
Yeah, there we go, Mac Lindsay. He enjoyed the Wii Shopping Channel video. Hell yeah.
By the way, I changed my answer. I'm going with the South Park episode where they're at the Western park and they're into character way too seriously. And in the end, the burglars get paid with Burger King.
Yeah, they do get paid with Burger. That's right. And yeah, nobody wants. They're at like a Williamsburg, Jake, and it's being held up by like men with guns, and the people working at the park are like, "What are these guns? What's a cell phone?" And just staying in character while they're like dying, and then they finally get off. That is true. That's a good episode.
Also, Murdering Murphy is what I call Trey Murphy. That's my nickname for him.
Okay, not bad. Especially next year, he could go full. He could get there. All right. Hey, look. Do want to remind you to Agtemp of Baton Rouge for all your AC heating and electrical needs. AgTempBR.com is the website. Go look at the online reviews, guys. I tell you every day, but the reason why I continually harp on it is because I know that you maybe I understand a lot of you are a little bit. You're paid to say this, all that, and I get all that, so don't take my word for it. Take the internet's word for it. They freaking love Accutemp. I love Accutemp. Service to the highest degree is not just a tagline. It's literally how they do their business. So take control of your comfort zone. Remember, right now, if you get that new AC install with the heat around the corner, you get $500 off. Go to Agtemp Baton Rouge, AgTempBR.com. Harvest Moon.
You are going to watch the 7 minutes of Eddie Murphy Raw after the show today.
Send it to me. I'll listen to it in the car when I'm driving.
No, I want to be here with your reaction.
Oh, that's like a lot of pressure.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm okay. I didn't write the joke.
I don't want to watch it with you watching me, though.
See, I don't trust
I'm
you.
going to get performance anxiety.
But I don't trust you.
Me laugh anxiety. But what if I no? Let me listen to it in the car when I'm in my comfort zone. I'll let you know. I will review it 100%.
I don't know.
Wait, why aren't we going to break? I thought that was the whole point of
I'm sorry, you kind of did a pregnant pause there. I didn't know what that meant.
No, go to break.
Okay, peace.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll answer the question, one game, Paul Skeens or Aaron Nola? Plus a reaction to LSU and Northwestern State and Chris Demouy. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Mario, how did you not even enjoy Wii Shopping Wednesday when you're literally playing a Nintendo Wii right now?
I enjoyed it. I was laughing.
You were just asking for a Wii mode.
Yeah, or GameCube controller. I'd take either.
Yeah. Wasn't that how the real Smash heads used to do it?
Shop and find one.
Well, GameCube controllers, they don't even print them anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You have to go to Vintage.
But GameCube controllers are still huge because of Smash, right? Like, that's what everybody still prefers to play Smash on them.
Mostly. And Mario Party and other classics.
I hate Mario Party. It's okay. I kind of hate it, though. Hey, do want to remind you that I love RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel younger, better, stronger, faster. You want to feel like you used to feel when you were shopping on the Wii Shop on Wednesdays back in 2007? You can do that. With Rejuve Me Medical, we're out here for 20, 30, 40, 50, male or female. They will draw your labs, see what your body's deficient, what it needs, and put together a plan for you. And they're in Shreveport, Slidell, Metairie, and Baton Rouge. So stop putting it off, okay? Do upkeep on your body. We do upkeep on everything else. Why not our body? Literally the most important thing to take care of. Take care of it with Rejuve Me Medical and ask about semaglutide when you're in there. RejuveMeMedical.com. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Cruise Light, Vizzy, Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Tougher starting spot. LSU after Ogeron or Texas after Herman? Texas went 7-3 their last year with Tom Herman. So let's dispel this myth that they were somehow in a bad spot when Steve Sarkisian took over.
Agree.
Ask the bench, what's more likely to happen? LSU baseball winning the World Series or T-Bob catching up on Demon Slayer?
T-Bob catching up on anything could have been.
I don't want to hear from you.
The question.
I don't want to hear from you. I held up. You broke this trust a long time ago.
Were we even doing shows together?
No, we were not.
Yeah.
But I watched, exactly, and that's how much a real one I am. And I watched all of Ozarks for you. And all I needed you to do was watch 3 Star Wars movies.
I've gotten 2. I've gotten 2. I watched A New Hope just for you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe
yeah, and Empire Strikes Back. So I just have
but when did you watch
Return
Empire?
of the Jedi.
You watched Empire growing up. You
Yeah.
didn't watch it. No.
Yeah, but
you
I've
gotta
seen
watch
it.
it now.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Ask the bench. Why and how are you a fan of Florida's NHL team, T-Bob? Because I used to have a little big head toy of their goalie back in the day. I can't remember who it was, though. And I used to like Pavel Bure quite a bit.
Ask the bench. Movie you watched as a kid that makes you feel at home if you watch it now. Back to the Future.
Lord of the Rings will always have that for me.
Waterboy. I don't know why.
Taylor?
Sandlot.
Little Rascals.
A guy hates Rocky and watches Little Rascals.
I was a kid. I was a kid, Hester.
OTB. OT.
You're the scum between my toes. Taylor. You disgust me. If you have scum between your toes, go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. PatientPlusUC.com, where they're going to get you right, man. You not feeling good?
Probably from not washing your feet.
Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, fair. Again, I never claimed to have clean feet. Just not going through the effort of getting down there and clean them up. You know who does go through the effort in everything? Patient Plus. That's why you just go look at the facilities, you look at the employees, the digital profile. You look at how they handle occupational medicine needs if you have them, everything with drug testing, Coast Guard, like whatever. It's all there for you at Patient Plus, PatientPlusUC.com.
Yeah, you can schedule that appointment on the website T-Bob gave you, but of course walk-ins are always welcome because they are about convenience. They're going to be convenient for you. That's why they have a location that is going to be near you in the Baton Rouge area. So you can find those locations on their website, PatientPlusUC.com. Get in and get better.
$0 over